of TETE, Thorkel's Empire, because that's kind of what we're going for at this point.
Are we though?
It's what I'm going for.
It's what. I mean, I'd be fine going for it. But in any case, yeah, Thorkel did have quite a awesome session last time. So where we last left off, a little bit of a recap, since it has been a couple weeks. You guys killed the fire hydra that was plaguing Tanis. That took about an hour to do, actually, but you seemed to pull it off without a hitch, thanks to a hypnotic pattern holding it in place, and I realized I was supposed to roll saving throws for all of the heads, but yeah, regardless, you guys took care of it, and then Pokemon came into the world, captured a Pikachu, fought the blonde boy, and you set off back home to talk to Mr. Perry and let him know what's all going on. You ended the session then looking for the...
Mr. Nick.
Yep, looking for Mr. Nick in the casino. So you guys headed over to the casino, and that is where things left off. But before that happens, I do want to retcon something in an event that will happen within the party and which will be kind of important. So we are going to say that as you guys started to leave Tanis, our friend Tand waited to was kind of waiting for you guys to head off, but he decided that he was going to stay there instead, telling you along the lines that what has just been discovered, these beasts and all the technology that's going to go into it now, and everything that the Duergar have access to, and the machinery that they've created, it is beyond his wildest dreams. And so he is going to be staying with the Duergar, helping them to develop technologies and to develop this industry of catching whatever these monsters are to be called. So Tan says that this falls more in line with what he's wanting to accomplish in the world, and because of that, he is going to be retiring from the party for the time being. But if you ever do need his assistance in the future, you can find him in Tanis in a workshop, tinkering away at new ways of how to capture these monsters and utilize them for whatever reason. But so given that Tand is no longer an active member with the party, IRL, Silas has got a new job, and that's conflicting with game time, and so that's kind of what's happening there. So Tand is with Tanis now. You guys headed back to Mendes, and now let's put you all into the casino where you last all were. Quite the bump in place. What's Tom doing there? So, before we continue on with everything, for this session, since Thorkel will not be with us, I'll be taking over for him. He had quite a bit of fun last time, so I don't think he's gonna be too upset with it not being a Thorkel-centered session. That said, is there anything you guys want to do in the casino before you head up to see Mr. Nick?
Well, we already gambled some, so...
I'm set.
I'm okay, I don't need to gamble, I had enough watching.
Okay. That said, you guys can head up to the stairs up over here. That is where Mr. Nick's office entrance can be found. And, let me just make a guard right there. Forgot to do that. Is Hojing sticking at the table?
No, I'm not.
Alrighty. So at the stairs leading up to Mr. Nick's office, you do see a Durlug wearing a green bandana, signifying he is with Mr. Nick. He kind of holds up a hand. Yeah, what do you want? What do you want with Mr. Nick? He's very busy right now.
To offer up our services. We've already helped 2 barons. Why not help all of them?
What are your names?
Pushing.
Klaus.
I am Thaddeus.
Thorkel says. I'm Thorkel. And so he says, wait right here. He heads upstairs for a little bit. It takes about 3 minutes, and then he comes back downstairs. He says, luckily Mr. Nick has a little bit of time that he could spend speaking with you, but he's very busy, so try and keep whatever it is that you want from him concise, to the point. Other than that, head upstairs with me. And
Lead the way.
He leads
By the
you
way,
upstairs.
can you remind me, does Mr. Nick have anything to offer us, or do we know of anything
No.
we want ahead of time? Okay.
What was his name?
We want to find
Mr.
out about
Mr.
the.
Yeah, about the rest of the barons.
Got it.
Yep. So you head up the stairs, and there, sitting at his desk, is Mr. Nick, the owner of the casino and the racetrack, which you have been to. He sits there staring at you guys as you're heading up the stairs, not saying anything, but he is flipping a coin in his right hand, catching it, and he gives you a little bit of a smile. He's got a cane in the other hand, even though he's sitting at his desk, he's keeping it close by.
Does the coin he's flipping have a Joker face on one of the sides?
It's too far away for you to notice a detail like that. What do you do?
I walk towards Mr. Nick.
It will follow.
Okay, so then Mr. Nick, he just kind of looks over to you guys and he says, so, what can I do for ya? I make him sound like a dwarf. He is a dwarf. He's got a nice beard, braided in golden rings, and he's wearing a nice green jacket. It kind of looks military. And,
Well,
yep.
the question is more, what could we do for you? We've already helped 2 of the barons, so we're kind of making the rounds.
You've helped
See
2 of
what's
the
what.
barons. Who have you helped?
Mr. Perrin and Miss Indy.
I think I might have heard of you. What was it that you did for them exactly? Because I'm trying to think of whether you would be able to help me or not.
Some orcs set up camp in Miss Perry's salt mine. We killed the whole camp of orcs, restored back to business. We dealt with some Duragars and their over-excessive lumbering. Killed a Phaedra in the process. Actually, they're quite tasty.
So you're a bunch of killers then?
Cook too.
What'd you say?
I said he's a cook. I point at Klaus too.
Killers and cooks. That is
Would you like
quite a
some
combination.
fusion? I still have some.
I just ate, thank you. But, I might be able to make use of you. In the meantime, did you have a chance to play the games downstairs?
We did.
Excellent, and what did you think of the atmosphere?
Quite nice. Enjoyable. Relaxed.
Very nice.
Good drinks.
I hope you don't owe me too much money.
Well, we can always win it back.
Yep. We always like to give you a little bit of a chance, but it is as they say. The house always wins.
Luck
In the
favors
long run.
bold.
Just don't tell any of the derelict down there that. My boys up here are well aware of the facts. They get paid a salary instead, and they have better mind about them than to gamble it away. Regardless, I do have something that you could help me with. So as you know, the Mendes is security. We don't necessarily have a government, and because of that, all of the security that we hire is mercenaries and some people that just owe me money. People who are indebted to me. So I tend to have a lot of security because I tend to have a lot of people indebted to me. But I do not want to discount all of my mercenaries that I get. There's a little bit of a problem. My pool of mercenaries that I usually draw from, they come from a place called Gemrock Cave. Gemrock Cove, actually. It's a cove. And it's been increasingly hard for me to get any mercenaries from there. And yeah, the ones I have now, they've just been getting picked off like flies for some reason. But that's kind of a pain point for me. I don't have any mercenaries I can hire anymore. So I'm just stuck with all these people who are in debt to me. And they're not the most capable fighters. So I'm wondering if you can head over to Gemrock Cove and maybe take a look at who is my competition, who's sweeping up all these mercenaries. Because I offer a pretty good price. And all of my constituents that are there are sure to remind them of that fact. So, what do you feel about that? Heading over to Gemrock Cove and checking out my competition.
What if someone simply outpaying them?
I've instructed all of my underlings to always offer a highest price, but apparently that's not happening, and apparently they have gone well beyond what I've been able to offer. I don't know what they'd be able to offer them than money. Vast amounts of money. Lives? Could be, could
Maybe
be.
someone has a hold over them. Something dangerous that could kill them. So
We could spend our days theorizing, or you could just head out and check it out yourselves.
I'd be happy to, but prevent the wasted trip. How much are you willing to pay for a mercenary?
For you?
Well, both for us and for them. We might need to bargain on your behalf after all.
That is true. Well, I'm not necessarily convinced that you guys have the silverest of tongues if you're going to be bargaining on my behalf. Might be a little bit of a copper tongue. My accent keeps fucking changing. I might just not give this guy an accent at all. I can't keep that up.
Silver tongue. Yeah, my persuasion's only 3. I'm not proficient.
Just imagine,
It's a 6 though.
we have 2 charisma characters,
Yeah, I
and
was
neither
gonna
of them
say.
are proficient in persuasion.
If you'd feel more comfortable, you can always send someone that you do have someone. If you would feel more comfortable, you could always send someone with us to speak on your behalf.
Well, the trek over there is a little bit dangerous, and I'd like to keep as many lives as possible. I'd rather take the risk of sending out some complete strangers and seeing what they're able to do for me instead of losing names that I know.
Why not? Then name your price.
How does if we'll have varying degrees of success. If you are able to find why my boys down there are not able to hire any mercenaries, then I'll give each of you about 20 gold. If you are able to take care of the reason that's my pool has been taken care of, has been compromised, take care of my competition, I'll up that 25 gold to 100 gold. How's that sound?
sounds fair to me. I kind of glance at everyone else before.
I nod.
You wouldn't happen to know a
Doruk.
Almasian known as Doruk, would he has a falcon tattoo on his face?
He just kind of rubs his chin for a second. A falcon on his face.
Yep.
I don't know what he does. I've seen him. He's not normal.
Perhaps
But
you can ask around while we're out of town, and we can have more of this conversation later.
Well, if you've spoken with some of the other barons, you'll know that leaving our posts is not the best thing for us to do. If we're away, then that's a chance for the other three to gang up on one and just try and take care of this seemingly endless power vacuum that we have.
Well, you don't have to leave. You could ask one of your men to just have a quick ask around town.
We could. We'll see what we run into.
The Isle of Kavir would thank you regardless. But regardless, we will accept your task and go and find out what's going on and hopefully take care.
Kavir, eh? I don't even know what's on. I don't know what's happened to that island. It's been way too long since I've been to that place. Huh. Regardless, yes, well, I might send one of my boys to ask around. I'm pretty sure some of the other barons are interested as well. But, yeah. Let me tell you how to get to, Gemrock Cove. And so he just kinda... Do you have a map on you?
Do we actually have a canon map in the game?
Don't think so.
I think you
We're just
should
gonna
have a
assume
map.
you do.
You should have a map.
I think
Because,
we have
like-
a map of like the overworld, but
Pond
not-
is actually very fond of cartography and made one in his spare time as a party.
Well, when you guys were coming down to the through Orleans, the Vivi and Gonzo, they helped point out where things were. You did find a map. When you were coming through the pass, you entered in one of the houses, and in one of the it was like a treasure chest or under a bed or something, you did find a map.
Oh, and it
Yeah.
was just of this place, not like the actual Underdark, just Orleans underground.
No,
He
it
says
should
we
have
have a
been.
map. We have a map.
It should have been in the surrounding area of Underdark.
So say it. So shall it be.
That settles it. I said it, and so that's what it is.
Yep.
All right.
Where does he mark?
So, there's a second.
Is it where the spiders are?
Gemrock Cove. Gemrock Cove can be found. Get out of the way. What the heck? Why can't I move Klaus? Switching over on this. Boom, 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 boom.
It'd be weird if you couldn't.
So, Cove is right there. You just be kind of following the river for a little bit, and then there's a little tiny cove around right there. It's not too far.
Cool. Now?
That said, it seems like you guys have everything you need to maybe head out, unless there are some supplies that you want to pick up before leaving.
I can't think of anything personally.
Nope. Let's do it.
Okay. By the way, don't forget that you guys did get your long rest in, and so
Yep.
put back your HP and armor and shit. Okay, so let me get something together really quick.
We don't have to do this. Just tell me how much for like a week's worth of food for travel, and I'd go to the grocery store to get some.
You'll get a week's worth of food. How much are rations? Aren't they like 5 silver each or something?
Something like that.
So that times 4 times 5. Because weeks are 5 days. I gotta find my mushroom forest map. Okay, there you are.
I'll buy 10 rations for 5 gold then.
You got it. Go ahead and add that to your character sheet. Let me get you guys all set up in here. Oh no, not Tond anymore. I need to move
Let's see.
Tond away.
I probably need rations too. I haven't really been mocking them off, to be honest.
Oh, by the way, any treasures that Tons might have that you might want to use, I think maybe the power glove, and I think he might have possession of the 800 coin. Let's see what else. Yeah, the 800 coin and the power glove that I believe Tond may have had. You guys take possession of it.
Okay.
So, something that we do need to get out of the way, and just to have on hand, is for you guys to get some Pokemons. So we will say that you guys head out, and you're walking along the road, heading down for a little bit, and then you find some more of these interesting creatures that have appeared from the Game Boy. You do have 3 little chunks of Nembran on you, which would act as Pokeballs meta. And so, Klaus, you do see one that is dark, wispy, and it kind of reminds you of Velraa Vie and, I don't know, shadow shits.
Yep.
And so that kind of catches your eyes. You see one, Hojing, you see one doing like backflips and kicks and karate shit. That's kind of neat.
Slash.
And then Thaddeus, you see one that is kind of like a orb, but it's rolling around and it's generating electricity as it does so, and that kind of catches your eye a little bit. So how do you if there was ever a Pokemon or if there was ever a monster thingy boy that caught your attention, this would kind of be it. So do you attempt to catch them?
Hujing would not be first, but when everyone else started doing it, she would join it.
I'll approach the ghostly, shadowy, wispy one.
Yep. It says its own name because it's a fucking Pokemon. Ghastly.
10 out of 10 cosplay.
Yep.
And I'll use prestidigitation to like give myself some shadows just like drifting off me. It's like, sup?
From all the way over there.
No, I'd be walking towards it.
Alrighty. So you've caught its attention. What do you
Would
do?
you like to go? Would you like to come with me, buddy?
It just seems to be like kind of floating around in circles, just looking at you, a little bit intrigued, but it doesn't seem to respond.
Kind of talk to Hojing. How does this work?
I don't know.
I'll chuck a number at it because I saw Turkal do it.
Okay. So in throwing your Nembran, this would be considered a animal handling skill check.
13.
I think that might be it. Just a second. Okay, so Pokemon is rounded down to 0. Pokemon level is 1. Current HP, I don't fucking care about that. I think it would just be like an 11 or something. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, no, 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 no. It would be 12, but still, yeah, you do. You catch it. So you throw your Nembren at it, and it's a direct hit on the Ghastly, and you weren't too confident in your skill last time, but this one just seemed to happen without a hitch. And so it's bouncing around a little bit, like flailing around because it's in a unenclosed Nembran, but
Yep,
the
I'll
shaking
try and catch
stops. Yeah, the shaking stops, and then it just starts to stand still, and then you can pick up the Nembran, and you see inside of it this little ghastly guy flying around. And
Great.
I will add that to your players section. I'll make a duplicate of that in a little bit.
Your Nemi decks.
Yep.
I would go and try to see if the thing wanted to spar for a bit, because it seemed like it was doing some athletic shit, and then after that do this. Maybe it gets tired, maybe it doesn't, who really knows, but the ball will be thrown.
Okay, so go over there and we'll say roll athletics. Because even though you guys are basically, you can't touch each other.
Dude.
Shadowboxing kind of thing.
Yeah. Shadowboxing. Okay, and it is going to roll a 9.
Neither of us are very impressive. Everyone's just watching us like, oh.
So cute watching the kids fight.
So you got a little monkey that's in trying to spar with it. You don't usually spar with little monkeys that are jumping all over the place. In fact, you do know that in Kavir, some of the martial arts that have been created have been based on animals, and so this is a unique style. It's kind of a monkey style, which you can appreciate. But even though you are not able to physically touch this guy at all, it still is jumping around, and you're not able to like get a hold of it, or you're not able to keep your eyes on it, and so it's just jumping all around you and confusing you, and so it seems to have gotten the better of you in this little bout.
That's okay. I like it anyway.
Do you attempt to catch it?
I'm gonna try. Let's see how this goes.
With an affinity for the Pokemon that you see. Yep, okay. You throw your Nembran at the Mankey, and you catch it. It bounces around, actually maybe like falls down a little bit, so you have to go and pick it up. But same deal. Got a little monkey boy in a little rock. I'm trying to think of what music to add for this whole time. I'll just use Cedar Woods. Sure, this is fine. Okay, you got your Mankey. You sparred with a little monkey boy.
Oh, fine. This doesn't seem too hard. I'll give it a shot. How are you doing?
And then it
Famous
explodes
last
and kills
words.
itself.
Yeah, right.
Famous last words.
Is it just kind of rolling around on the floor? Given that it's a ball.
Yeah, it's rolling around the floor and it seems to be charging itself up.
I'm gonna try help it charge up. I'm gonna do a shocking grasp at it. A cantrip.
It does
Oh.
nothing.
Oh, that's a shame.
You do the cantrip on it and you try to affect the digital data that it is that's floating around, but none of your attacks seem to work with it at all.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Still, it'd be interesting to have such a source of powerful electricity.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I could learn a thing or two from it. So I shall try to throw some of the membrane at it as well.
Okay. Give it a animal handling check. Nice.
Oh,
Nice. I was afraid that you guys weren't going to catch it, but So you do straight up catch the Voltorb, and so I'll be sure to make duplicates, like maybe during a break that we have, and add them as character sheets for you guys to look over, and then you guys can do stuff like get into Pokemon battles and level them up, fight trainers, have another way of gambling and fighting for things other than trying to kill yourselves. So just a neat little utility that you guys have access to now.
Remember,
So-
avoid eye contact. The moment they see you looking at them, they'll challenge you to a fight.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Or if you
Yeah.
just get into enough range. But yeah, don't
Yeah.
make eye contact with them. That's a big thing.
With other people that have Pokemon.
Yep.
That's how the Pokemon games work. You like walk into their sight, to just walk up to you and challenge you to a fight because you made eye contact apparently.
Well,
By
it's
the way-
not even just if you make eye contact. If you're walking by.
Yeah, if you're in their line of sight, they'll come walk up to you and just challenge you to a fight.
Thaddeus is taking you completely seriously right now.
Well, he
In
would
that
be-
case, I
he's-
lock my eyes with Thaddeus.
Oh god! Oh god! I
Oh
kind of
no, no.
look away.
So Thorkel said he wanted Charmander, but we'll do that later when he's actually here. Oh yeah, there was one important thing that we needed to do. So let me change the scene a little bit. Let me pull out another scene. Yeah, Mushroom Lake, why not? You walk into a new area. You keep on walking around, and now you guys are in a new area. And you see Thaddeus. Actually, all of you would see pretty clearly. If you look up in the sky, and you would hear it. You hear a screech, and you hear just bolts of electricity just flying through the air. It's a thunder. Thunder and electricity, shocks of lightning, and they're all, you just see bolts of lightning that are going into the lake and shocking a lot of, it's shocking the lake. But when you look up, you get a better look at what it is.
This
And-
is the sound I recognize.
It's not
Oh, okay.
something that you recognize, but you do see a giant bird that
Oh,
has
fuck that thing.
yeah, you see a giant bird that is made of electricity, and it sees you as well. And Thaddeus, when you look at this, it makes you a little bit afraid.
Yeah,
This is-
I'm backing up. I'm like, fuck.
So-
You guys go ahead. I'm.
A giant electricity bird.
It's not like they can hurt us. They're not digitized because that's not a
You
word.
sure?
They're
I
all-
took a number and I had it.
so
I have
it's
2 left.
it's in the air. It's a little bit high up there, but as you're looking at it, and Thaddeus, as you start to step back, it just locks eyes with you right there, and it just makes a really quick swoop at you. It just diving at you from above, and you're not able to react quick. It's just coming at you so quick, and then it just collides with you, and you're knocked back for a little bit. It just like
Wait.
goes into your body, and you're knocked back a little bit, like up against the wall.
Like it physically touched him.
It went into his body, and it knocked him back against the wall.
That's weird.
Fuck. Where'd it go? Do I still see it? Where'd it go?
You cannot
I-
see it.
I think it went in you. 'Cause
no
I didn't see
way. No way.
Go back out.
Get it out.
So,
Get it out.
do you stand up? Like you're knocked, you're prone, you just got knocked against the wall.
I throw a piece of Nembran at Thaddeus. Can I catch him?
No, it doesn't have an effect.
Maybe it's the rule stone in your
Fuck,
back.
man.
But
I'm gonna after.
you stand
Fine.
up and you're
Fine.
looking around at it, and you don't You don't see it at all. It just seems to have disappeared in you. But you actually still do hear it a little bit. A tiny little bit of its screech.
Yes,
Thaddeus, can I take a look at your back? I want to see if like the thing is stuck in his rule site rock thing.
So if you...
As Mr. Perry
Yeah.
did the same thing with Nido something? Nido Queen? Nido King?
Nido King. So as you lift up his robes and take a look at his back, it is as Klaus thought. The flying electric bird is now caught inside of the rule stone that is in Thaddeus's back.
Well, you got a stone and a bird in your back. Congrats, I guess.
God. I hate birds. This is not a good thing. I'm gonna try to will it out.
You try to
Just,
will
like,
it out.
Basically, think as hard as I can that I want it out. See if it works.
And it doesn't seem to affect it at all. As that happens, though, you hear just kind of around this area, you can't see anything, but you do hear a voice saying, "No! No! That has ruined everything!"
No, the boy's voice was different.
It wasn't the boy, no.
Yeah.
And so,
I'll walk towards it with my axe drawn.
and out of thin air, as it drops invisibility, you do see a man who's wearing blue robes. He's got gray hair on him. And Thaddeus, I need you to make a intelligence check.
Okay. I'm gonna, well, depending on what I roll, I guess. But I want to ask him what he's done to me. Like, what did you do to me?
Don't you remember? This was something that we agreed upon.
Oh shit!
Don't you recognize me?
This is the guy you met when
No.
you fought the bush.
I think you're right, Klaus, but Thaddeus doesn't remember. No, I don't recognize you at all.
It's me, Volker. And so
Does
Yeah, I
Klaus
do remember
the
that
name?
name, right?
you do remember the name because you were told the name, and you went looking for him, and you weren't able to find him at all. But here he is, Volker Henning in the flesh.
Volker. You're Volker.
Yes.
What did you do to me?
Well, you agreed to have the rule stone surgically implanted in your back. And I guess I forgot to... I just wanted to observe from afar to see how it affected you at all, but now it looks like that these creatures, whatever it is, it seems to have ruined everything. Or has it? With its essence caught inside of it, I felt that it would no longer serve what I was hoping it would.
What were you planning on doing with it?
Well, hopefully you can remember what we were talking about, but
I don't remember much. I was a little intoxicated.
Sure.
Hardly what you'd call, well, able to consent to such.
So, he says, why don't you take a seat over there? We'll have a little chat about this, and I'll remind you of what all happened. So,
Did you know about these creatures?
we're all discovering them at the same time, it appears. So he, if you agree to sit down and listen to him, he
Yeah.
will recount everything to you guys.
Can I make an insight check? See if he's telling me.
Sure. You can tell he's telling the truth. He is absolutely upset with what just happened. Not out of... It's more out of he feels like he just lost control over the situation with these beings now having come in and now having flown into your rollstone. So Volker Hennig, he explains to you again. He says, perhaps you weren't in the best of sorts when we met, but I thought we got along quite nicely, and So, let me remind you again. So, he is a scientist who originally worked for the Holy Sathir Empire in their top secret underground research project to utilize Ruolocylite, unbeknownst to the populace who thinks that Sathir is only meant to destroy the mineral. And so Volker is wanting to infuse the mineral into the human body for experimentation, thinking it could somehow yield a sort of super soldier which Sathir could use in their war against the Kul Tiram Sultanate. So his proposal actually landed him an expulsion from the project, and so he was expelled from the Sathir research project. But he still wants to prove that his experiment can work, except that he just works alone now. So he retreated to Janus Post, away from the capital of Preshmore, and he's just been living in the middle-class district ever since, working alongside the blood flames of the slums. And the blood flame members are good guinea pigs and assistants, doing anything doing any which deed for a bit of coin. So he took you back to his house, where first he gave you a fresh pair of pants, and then along the way, you spoke on a wide number of topics, ranging from the politics of arcane restrictions, herbology, and invasive species, educational systems of Sathir, and, of course, Ruolocylite and everything. So Thaddeus has learned so far that... and everything Thaddeus has learned so far. So these conversations and the occasional puke breaks that Thaddeus had were all loud enough to wake up quite a few people, save, of course, the Ruolocylite discussion, which happened in Volker's house. So, he said he wanted to try and stretch the usage of the mineral beyond its capabilities by seeing its interaction with a human host already having shown an ability to control other outside forces affecting them. So you being a sorcerer is why he saw you as a candidate. And having captivated you through conversation, especially in your condition of being blackout drunk, you agreed to his little experiment for the good of Sathir and the scientific world.
I think that's what he said. I think Thaddeus was probably more interested in the idea, like fascinated by the idea.
Yeah. So he brought you into the sewers to his makeshift laboratory, lied you on a table, and had his lovely assistant take off your shirt and prepare your back for an injection of liquid Ruolocylite. So he fell asleep. The injection is made without a hitch. The injection didn't necessarily go into your bloodstream or around the muscles on your back, and then you kind of woke up feeling all that and it being cold. And so Volker then tells you at this point that he's been following you guys ever since that happened. He's been following in the background, watching everything that you did, invisible. And so he says,
"What have you seen specifically?"
"I've seen everything that you have done. I was there at the fight of the Phaedra, and I was hoping that it would maybe have some reaction at that point. I've just been praying and looking and seeing how is it going to react to every situation that you're now in. Is it going to...
I'm more powerful, but I don't know if I can attribute that to the real Ruolocylite. I've been studying."
Yes, I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to work. I've just been praying that someday it will unlock its potential, but now I feel with this creature having flown into you, and I feel like it's just taking control of the entire situation. But, yes, I'm not exactly sure what to make of it, but I just feel like this experiment is failed at this point, and I feel so frustrated. But given that, and given that I've seen all of you and have followed you, I do know what kind of people you are, and I must say I respect you and all that you've done. I felt much sorrow for when your companion passed to the White Drake, or the White.
You could have
Wormling.
helped. He needed not have died.
I know there was a lot I could have I could have come out and helped with, but that would have. I was working for the scientific world, and I needed to observe from afar. I was just hoping that it would unlock itself at that point.
Former companion.
The White Drake.
It was shoot, what's his name? Why did I forget his name?
But yeah,
It was the bard. What was the bard's name? I think it started with a D.
Duncan.
Duncan, that's it.
Yeah.
He saw Duncan die. He saw Duncan die. Yep.
Shit, how did I forget that Duncan died?
Yeah. But so yeah, quite a lot happened, and he was just observing you guys from afar the whole way.
and if it had worked, what would that have told you? You'd have been in it for the blood magic? What kind of person are you?
I'm not a blood mage, and I'm just merely
Oh no, you just experiment on drunk people.
I'm not drunk. He seemed to be of clear enough mind to be able to appreciate this.
I'm interested in the theory, the practice I'm not a fan of.
Well, frankly, I don't know what to do at this point. I'm not sure if I'm able to remove the Rural Oscillate from you, and I don't know what that creature may do.
As far as we know, we can't interact with those creatures.
As far as we can tell, these creatures are benign. They can't hurt us, well, except for just now. Did I feel like it pushed me back, or did I just stumble backwards?
As you had noticed, like when you caught the other Pokemon in the Nembran, that it basically bounced the rock around. That's kind of what happened there. So like the force of the Zapdos kind of just flying into you and then becoming part of the Rural Oscillate that just pushed it back, and that was the bouncing around thing.
Gotcha. They obviously have some ability to manipulate these rocks, including the one.
Only inside of Nembran. But that does confirm a suspicion that I had about this, is that I feel that inside of Rural Oscillate that there is some semblance of Nembran.
Do you know the relationship between the two rocks?
I feel like it may be some kind of we theorize that it may be a concoction of a bunch of different minerals.
Could it be like the concoction of the 7 rocks?
That may be. Or at least a few of them. Certainly it must have the effects of Susprenix, as well as an Nembran. Those two for sure, that it must be contained.
Should do more research on the other types of rocks and see how they combine.
Right. Well, regardless, I see that you feel you've been wronged in this whole situation, and it has been rather confusing, but still, I must maintain a neutral stance on this for the name of science. That is what I have intended to do since the beginning. Non-interference and simple observance.
But surely I may have observations to talk to you about. These observations would be useful to you.
Yes.
Well, then it would be best if I was able to get in contact with you.
Can we punch this guy for watching us sleep?
You can do that.
I didn't watch you sleep, especially not you.
I look at Thaddeus and just gotta get like a shiver down my spine's like, so you're into that kind of thing?
What kind of thing?
Symbolism.
I actually don't know what symbolism is.
Is that? I don't know.
I think it's watching people sleep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that word either. I think it's just getting off by watching people sleep, I guess. I'm not gonna Google it now.
That's incognito mode stuff.
Yeah. Go into incognito mode.
Yeah, so apparently he enjoys watching you sleep.
He doesn't enjoy it, no. He didn't say that. He just...
We said he didn't watch us. And given that, as much as I dislike what he's done, I can always respect an academic.
So, my fate is in your hands. What would you have with me?
I do not wish to hurt him. And I do not know how to remove this from me, and so I guess all I can ask of you is your help going forward to deal with any consequences. I know you may not wish to interfere, but I'm afraid more may die if you do not sometime.
Unfortunately...
So what I ask of you is your help.
Unfortunately, I must refuse. I retain a neutral stance on all experiments. They must unfold naturally.
You've already broken that. You called this experiment a failure. The least you could do is redeem yourself.
I don't feel I need to necessarily redeem myself. I feel like the experiment has been hindered, and for you to know my thoughts on the matter. But maybe there's still something that could happen with it. And so for that, I may continue to observe from afar.
And what do you expect to happen? That I may let you know of any new development.
I'm not sure. These creatures, they... I'm not sure what they will do. It's very up in the air, but it seems to have infused itself with the Rule Ocelite, and I'm not sure what will come of it. But, I don't know. We're talking in circles now. That's kind of where it's at.
Klaus will walk up to him and punch him in the face.
Make an attack roll.
Anyone know, like, the unarmed thing off the top of their head?
You would be making an it would be a simple melee weapon attack.
So, +3. 13. Shit.
That hits.
That's for doing nothing while a good man died. And I walk away.
He's just kind of...
1 point of bludgeoning damage.
That just kind of... Well, it does more than the one. It adds in your...
I have 0 strength, so it's just the 1.
Are you proficient in simple melee weapons, though?
Simple and martial weapons.
Yeah, so you would then add your proficiency and then strength, so it would do...
1 point of bludgeoning damage. I have
4.
0 strength.
It would do... You get proficiency, though, so it has the proficiency bonus, doesn't it?
Yeah, unarmed attacks is...
Oh, not on damage, right.
Is 1 plus strength, and my strength is 0, so it's 1.
It's been playing out different in other games for some reason, but yeah, okay. So you punch him and he just seems to take it, and he says, well, if you feel I deserve that, then I guess I deserve that. But what you can probably gather from this character is that he's true neutral as fuck. He just doesn't give a fuck. And and so because of that, he doesn't care either way. He just wants to take care of his experiments and see what happens just for science and science alone.
Before he leaves, I'm gonna go like, you know what, class? You're right. You may go, but stop observing us. I don't need you if you're not going to help us. You shouldn't be here.
Maybe we can keep in touch some other way. And then he just kind of reaches into his pocket and he tosses you a sending stone, or a messaging. Is that what it's called? Yeah, a sending stone.
Sending stone.
You got a walkie-talkie with this guy.
Fine. You know what? But if I catch you spying on us again, we'll have a problem.
So he doesn't nod, he doesn't shake his head. He just kind of looks at you and he says, I hope things turn out for the better. And then he just slips into the shadows. So, you have now discovered that there is an old man spying on you guys this whole time. That was Volker, and he was the guy who put the rule oscillate into Thaddeus's back.
Wow.
So anything that happens, it's that guy's fault. And now you know that there may be an invisible guy watching you. So whatever that may mean in the future in terms of seeing invisible.
Time to get through sight, yo.
Yeah. You're not. I'm not joking. That is what Thaddeus is doing the next time he.
So
Yeah.
Thaddeus actually does have a way to see invisible, but he has not experimented with this method.
Wait, I do.
You do have a way to see
I know of
invisible. You haven't experimented with this method yet. I will say as vaguely as fucking possible, but you do have a way to see invisible.
Okay.
So anyway, you guys continue on, and you start to see where Mr. Nick pointed out on the map is Gemrock Cove. And it's right along the river. It's kind of a... There's a cave that you enter, because you see the river disappear. It goes into the cave one way and it goes out, and so it's just like a cove inside of a cave that the river is flowing through. So... you guys are all up here now. And you can kind of see into the cove right now. You can see some ships that are docked at a port. You do hear some voices coming from there, but this seems to match the description of the place that Mr. Nick spoke of.
So, guess we're swimming across, because we didn't bring a boat.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. That was the one thing that I forgot. Just a second.
Who's up for a swim?
No, just a second.
Make a boat.
Just a second. What the I love how you just like do a search for a boat and then Roll20 gives you a fucking helicopter.
Okay, so like,
It does. It sucks. There's a boat. You do see a boat that is kind of there. Actually, you see a couple boats. It seems that a few people use this method to get across on foot. How do you go about entering this area?
Klaus will get on a boat and prepare to row is the
Prepare to-
word.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys? Do you all get in the same boat? Do you take separate boats?
I will take a separate boat. I don't think there's enough room for
Okay.
everyone on that one boat.
We can do that. So which way do you guys head?
Is the chain there?
Yeah, this is it's a sea gate, and it seems to be made of chains, and there's also a little bit of wood, and so you wouldn't be able to row in that area. They need to open that separately. But
And
basically,
we can't see
from
the
what
entrance over there, right?
you can see, the opening.
Oh.
Like what you can see now is what you see is what you get.
Yeah, then
And,
that's what we're close to start rowing towards too. Because if there's an opening and there's a sea gate blocking like the main entrance.
Yeah. So just to help with the ambience and all that, you can kind of tell that this is not necessarily a place that they would put on the map. It seems like a sketchy area, like a really sketchy area.
Like a mercenary hideout. So
pirates, mercenaries, like really bad guys. I mean, given it is the Underdark, but this might be where some bad people are. That's the feeling that you get.
yeah, someone who grew up on like the slums.
Yup. Okay, so how do you guys approach the whole situation? You just kind of head in through this area all willy-nilly. That's about it.
Anyone have a plan besides just going in?
I'm happy to go in, but Thaddeus isn't going to use paddle. He's going to use Mage Hand to push off the wall, because it's pretty close.
Style points?
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that?
Right? Mage Hand is a floating spectral hand, so...
Yeah, and the hand is just gonna push. It's not like it's linked to you.
I mean, I can use the paddles if you'd prefer.
Is that just for style points, or is there some
No, it's just for
functionality?
style points.
Okay, well, I mean, you guys can row any which way you want. So you would enter
I
in here,
guess
and
it'd
then
be quieter, but class is using the paddles anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
do you want
Yeah.
to stop at the
After-
dock or at the side, or where do you guys want to dock your boats?
After I row to the entrance, I'll do like one powerful row and then put the paddles up and just kind of drift to the dock. Try not to make any sound.
Okay. So you get to about here, both of you guys. And do you grab the dock, or what do you do? How do you secure yourself?
Try and toss the rope on the one of the pillars that they tie the boats to.
I guess there would need to be a rope inside the boat. Okay, we'll say that there is, like on the front, there's like a little ring that has rope on it. Okay, that was easy enough. We'll say that more of the place gets revealed to you guys as you enter in. You start to see people. Let me switch layers. Kind of like that. So you're able to hop off at this point, and let me just prep Thorkel's character sheet so I have it on hand. Okay. Up to you guys what you want to do.
So we see some goblins and so on in the distance. Or...
You do, yeah. As you guys are getting onto the dock, you see a little bit more clearly now. You do see a dark elf and a goblin, and they're just kind of chatting with each other next to a few sacks of what goods. Could be anything. Could be rice. Probably deep rice. Or no, that's rye.
I suspect we should talk to the locals.
Yep. Find out who's in charge.
So,
Up
Be
to
right
you
back,
guys.
Getting a phone call.
I'll have Klaus follow behind if Thaddeus wants to lead at this point.
I'll take the lead.
So, they seem to be distracted talking with each other. Is there any way that you guys would like to approach this situation? Hojing, you seem to be going around.
Do we have any reason to think that they'll be hostile?
They don't
Who
look
knew this?
hostile. As you get closer, you can tell that you don't understand the language that they're speaking. It sounds from hearing it in the past, like having killed goblins and stuff, you can tell that they're actually chatting to each other in the goblin tongue.
Well, I'm going to continue walking. And glance back and see if anyone's following me. And is anyone following me?
Thorkel
You
will
know
follow
what?
behind.
Is this all that was revealed when I was over here?
Oh, I am not considering this to be a building, really, so...
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Then I'm gonna kind of crawl up.
So you see more of it. And these are, like, considered platforms, I guess. Or maybe I just totally effed up the map, but, you see a little bit more. And, as you're approaching these guys, they don't seem to pay any attention to you. They're just kind of still chatting away.
Okay. What do I see here?
You see two more drow, and they seem to be chatting with a woman. They seem to be pointing in this direction, and you can't discern what they're saying.
Got it. So everyone's sort of just talking with each other. Do we see like a tavern or anything nearby?
Not
Like
that
a
you can make out
gathering
right
spot,
now.
maybe? Okay.
You can't make one out from here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep exploring the town, see if we find anything. I'm trying to find like a place I can ask some questions.
Okay.
Whether that's,
There
like-
are locals that you could speak with, but
Yep.
okay. So as you get to this point, when
I
it
mean, we could
reveals
speak with
more-
these guys, but a tavern would be like would be a place where I'd be more likely to see people. It seems like.
So as you kind of approach that area, you can see what these people were pointing and talking about. And you actually do see some gnolls. You haven't seen gnolls since the gnoll attack on Janus Post. And they're all seeming to yell at this woman, who is a drow. So you've got a Duragar right here, and a drow woman dressed in robes. You see a kind of a thug guy, and then a gang of 3 gnolls. And they all seem to be yelling at
Do
her.
you recognize this person? Or...
No, he just looks like a
Okay.
regular thug token.
God.
Do we interfere?
Yeah, let's go. We have experience dealing with dogs.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys approach the area, and you can start to make out what they're all talking about.
Yep.
The gnolls are barking at this woman, saying,
Your creation has killed 5 of my companions. What will you do to make up for their deaths?
and they're like brandishing their weapons, pointing at the woman at this point, and she's saying things like, "I thought I could control it. I'm still practicing. I'm still learning." And then like one of the Duragar says, "You don't sound like any drow I've ever seen." Any dark elf. I don't know if I'm calling them drow or dark elf. You guys get it. And so, do you guys say anything at this point? The Duragar, he starts to lift up a hand and points it towards the dark elf, and magic starts to come out of his hand.
Sounds like our friends were weak.
So the gnolls, they kind of perk up and they look over at you.
And who are you?
Do we have a name?
I don't know if we have a name.
A party name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a party name. You never.
Thorcal's
Yeah.
Empire.
Thorcal's Empire.
Love it.
Thorcal and his little baby boys. The Empire of Thorcal. EOT.
I guess you could call us an interested party.
An interested party? Interested in the deaths of my companions from what she has unleashed?
What has she unleashed?
Rah, a demon!
And
I
this
look at the woman.
so this Duragar, he unleashes a magic at her. You guys can determine that it was kind of like a dispelling magic, and it seems that this guise that was on her goes away, and it is revealed that, well, Klaus, you take a look at her, and right away you're just like, this looks like the same race as Velraa Vie. This is a moon elf. And so they all kind of step back and gasp in astonishment.
Klaus will step forward. Does she resemble Velraa in any way?
Your name tag is covering her, so I backed up a little bit, sorry.
Okay.
Does she resemble Velraa in any way? Not really. I mean, she's got the
Okay.
same skin color. You can tell that she's just a moon elf. And so she is just kind of at a loss at this point and seems really frustrated.
You're the second one I've seen so far.
You say this to her, and so
Yeah.
she looks at you and she says, "How do you know of our kind?"
I serve someone of your kind. Someone from your kind.
So she gives you a really confused look. "Who are you?"
I am Klaus. Who might you be?
"I'm known as Yenae." I'll get her nameplate ready for y'all.
Oh, that's nice.
Yenae. Yep. I'm known as Yenae. I'm a conjurer. I've come down from Jilam, and I've been practicing on on your world magics for hundreds of years. But unfortunately, my abilities have failed me, and the creature which I had summoned has broken free from my control.
Just a quick general question to the people here. Is this demon the reason why no one's been helping out Mr. Nick?
They say to you, "Mr. Nick, no. This might turn into a problem, but this happened about 2 hours ago."
So she's not malicious, just careless.
You can discern that, if you would like.
Yeah, I know, I say that to class.
Yep.
Well, I've never summoned a demon, so I wouldn't know how hard it is to concentrate on that sort of thing. But I don't know. Shit.
So, but at this point, I will say that this right here is the entrance to the tavern.
Yep. I'm trying to find Velra's sister's name. on my notes.
It's not this.
It's not that. It's not Yenae.
No, I would ask if she knows and her
I
sister's
see.
name.
Okay. It's
Just because she's a moon elf, you think they all know each other? They're in some kind of club. They have a meeting every Monday.
yeah.
Hey, this is like the second one I've seen ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the rest of us
Yeah,
just
no,
haven't
it's-
seen a moon
I'm
elf
just
before,
giving you
right?
shit. Don't
Yeah,
mind
this
me.
is the first time that you guys have ever seen a moon elf. So what you see before, it looks like an elf, but they have blue skin and they have kind of tattoos on them that are glowing. Their eyes are white, and so there's two varieties of moon elves for the two moons that encircle Emio.
Jalam is the, I think, main one.
Yeah, that's the white one. There's the white moon and the red moon.
I
Yeah,
look at
I heard
Yenae and
that.
ask, what can you tell about Omera?
About who?
Omera, sister of Velraa, is what I have written down. She's like the whole plotter of things.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. It was, Just a second. I'm pulling up my own notes. Elmira. Elmira is how it's pronounced. But she says, I haven't heard anything of Elmira. I know that she came down here and fell in love with somebody and she never returned.
So she's down here.
No, that's what happened in the past. She came down here, fell in love with somebody, and then she was captured. But her lover is still around.
Would you happen to know his name?
He goes by Edokur. And I'm not sure if this is a name that you should be throwing around too lightly. He's a very powerful necromancer.
I have someone who might be interested in this interested in this information.
At any point, at any case, while you guys are chatting away at this, everyone around you is still kind of amazed, like just admiring the beauty of a moon elf, and so
Me included.
because of this, they start to like just shake their heads, like get themselves together, and the gnolls once again they start like pointing their weapons toward her.
What will you do to take care of this demon?
And she backs up a little bit. She's just saying like, "I'm too weak. I'm not able to send him back."
I look at the party. Anyone up for fighting a demon?
I shrug.
It's always interesting.
I mean, we killed the Phaedra. This sounds like an interesting fight as well. More things to add to Torkal's legend.
Yeah.
Indeed. That's our primary purpose now.
Yep.
It's like ongoing main subquest.
Kill crazy things with Elkor's legend.
Yep.
Okay, so do you guys want to head into the bar and take a look at the situation? You do hear coming from the bar at this point, now that it's all been mentioned, now it's just the roars, demonic roars.
Oh, so the demon's just literally inside the bar.
Yeah, it's inside the bar. So they
Oh,
were able
shit.
to escape.
Yeah, fair enough.
What elements can I imbue weapons with? Cold fire, lightning, thunder. I'll touch Sorkal's axe and cast elemental weapon for acid damage.
Acid damage? Okay.
+1 bonus to attacks and a d4 acid damage.
Thorkel's weapons now have acid damage.
Well, how about we go see how our friend's doing? I'll just start walking towards the bar.
So
Right behind you.
nobody seems to want to join you. They've seen it themselves and they know that it's too strong for
I'm
them.
gonna ask one of the
Noel?
these guys.
No,
Yeah, Knowles. Well, you don't want to avenge your friends?
so friends you are, and I just walk in.
Oh, now. Dogs are known to be cowardly.
I thought dogs were
Yeah.
supposed to be loyal.
That
No,
demon.
Loyal and cowardly.
Not these ones.
We've tried fighting that demon and it tore my companions to shreds. We fled to live another day.
Klaus is already inside.
Okay.
Fine.
Man, I wish I had access to 4th level spells. I would summon my own demon.
So it's a narrow,
You're a
it's kind of a narrow corridor, so you'd be going in one by one.
Yeah.
What is your marching order? Do you want? You
middle?
can have Thorkel go in front if you want.
I mean,
Well,
don't close
well,
that tank, right?
I already said I was going in first, so I guess I'm leading the charge.
Okay, so we'll say that when you get here,
Okay.
that is when you see it. You do see the demon, and it just seems to be like pushing around like all the furniture and just breaking things, and it has blood covering its mouth. You can see the corpses of gnolls, and yeah, there. Oh, I said there was 5 dead ones. 5, and you see that they're just totally mutilated, and it seems to have feasted on their flesh as well. Can just pretend that their health is 0. I'll just change that really quick. But at this point, it does notice you, it does sense you, so I need you all to roll initiative. We can take a break now if you want, but we'll have you guys roll initiative first.
Yep. Oh, nice, 21.
One day my rolls will be okay. One day.
But not today.
Okay, blink is not concentration. Nice.
Okay, so we can take a 10-minute break now for you guys if you would like. And
Sure.
I'll just do some work in the background here, so I'll be around. Actually, I gotta use the restroom really quick. But yeah, we'll reconvene at about, it's
10 past, 5
4:55.
past.
So we'll reconvene at 5 after.
Yeah, 5 past.
Sounds good.
You guys back?
I never left.
Klaus, you back? Klaus is here. Jared, you here?
Yes.
Okay. Looks like everyone's back. So we can start. These nameplates are getting in the way.
Shit.
Pretty crazy. So let me get the fight music going, and then we can begin. What should the fight music be? I got anime fight music.
You had problem with that before, if I recall.
Why did I have a problem with that?
The audio from the live was probably cut.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
It didn't
We're fine
cut
with
it.
it,
It
but-
didn't mute it. It was claimed on. Oh yeah, it was claimed on YouTube, but they didn't mute it because I wasn't monetizing or something like that. But yeah, you're right. I should be careful with that. Sub boss. I don't want to do sub boss. We'll do an empire fight.
ooh.
Yeah, sure. We could do this. We also got Dark Attack, which is just from Resident Evil. But, let's see. Okay, let's begin combat. So you see this giant frickin' demon that's just wrecked the whole place and ate some of the gnolls.
Shit.
You're up. It sees you. You react first.
I'll start off with bonus action, Hexblade's Curse, and then blink, and I'll move 30 feet closer. And I blink out. Oof. That's my turn.
You blink out.
Yep, I'm on the ethereal plane. On a roll of 11 or higher, you vanish from the current place of existence and appear in the ethereal plane.
Okay. That's your turn. Goes on to the Armanite, and so before combat, like he looked at you and just gave a little bit of a chuckle, a little scoff at you as you entered, and then he saw you charging towards him and then just blink away. And let's see, it cannot sense you in the ethereal plane, and so it's just going to kind of look where you were, but then it's just going to it sees Hojing and some others lined up, and so it sees that you're going to fight him, so it's gonna charge over here, kind of out of sight from the narrow corridor that it might have trouble fitting in. It goes on to Thaddeus' turn, followed by Hojing.
I'm looking to see, because I have 30 feet of movement, so I'd only be able to move 25 feet. Would I be able to see him from, say, there? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go over there and just do a lightning. I do, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You
Cool.
can see him. And he
Cool.
is certainly in range of a lightning bolt.
Yes. Cool, just checking. Alright, I am rolling. He takes a dex save.
And it seems like he's made the save.
Yep. Yeah, I would take that. And then that's my turn.
So he takes 13 damage.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't seem to have affected him that much.
Got it.
Ho-Jing, followed by Thorkel, then Klaus.
I'm gonna move in position and then throw some bolts of soul over here in a second.
Oh, I should probably describe what this guy looks like. He basically looks like a beefy demon centaur. So he's got hooves and shit. It's like a horseman.
Obvious if he's tied to a specific element or anything.
He's a devil, so take that as you will. Big,
Yep.
oh, actually,
Sometimes-
demons are different than devils. So it's a
Sometimes it's obvious, you know, big fire around something. Or...
you're not able to discern that. I'll put a picture of it in Discord.
Fair enough.
That's what he looks like. Got some blood on his hooves. He's got a big old tail that has a serrated edge on it. Big claws, but you can't discern an element from his appearance.
Cool.
So, Ho-Jing, your third hit, your third attack hits.
For 10 damage.
Okay. Thorkel's turn. What's his movement is increased to 35.
Something like that.
So he's just gonna go here and he's going to dodge.
I don't know.
Klaus, it is your turn. So you appear from the ethereal plane to attack. And so you're no longer on the plane.
Yep.
You throw 2 Eldritch Blasts at it. Your second one hits.
8 force.
8 force damage.
And I'm back out.
Okay. It is the Armanite's turn. It is going to laugh at you guys as it charges up. Whoops. It charges up to about right here. Just kind of like pushing a table aside with no effort at all. And then it flings it just out of nowhere, just this bolt of lightning appears from it. It's like a lance, and he just flings that in your direction. And I'll just for flavor, I'll show you what the line looks like. It is big line of lightning that hits Thorkel and Thaddeus. So you guys need to make, Thaddeus, you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Cool.
Thorkel will do that as well.
Oof.
Thorkel gets an 18 and he passes. You get a 7 and you fail. So, Thaddeus, you take. Come on. Oh. Holy shit!
I am knocked out.
Thaddeus is out. And Thorkel takes half of that. That's a little bit more than the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw 27, and I was like, I might be okay.
Nope.
So Thorkel looks back at you as it throws that lightning
I
lance.
can do to react to that, because it's not like a attack. So yeah.
That is the action that it takes, though. But, so Thorkel is 34... 17.
And our healer just left.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. The healer just left. We'll say that he leaves you with the healers, some healers kits and some potions, if that helps. But anyway, that is its turn, and now it goes to Thaddeus. Since Thaddeus is out, you need to roll that death saving throw in
A whisper,
private.
right?
Yeah, just whisper me a death saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. It now moves on to Hojing, followed by Thorkal, then Klaus.
Gonna try to throw some more things at it. And we'll see how that goes. Mixed success so far. Hiya, 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 hiya.
2 hit. Jesus, that damage, dude. Nice.
It isn't a 30.
Goes on to Thorkal. Thorkal is going to go into a rage, for sure. And then he is going to attack with his Great Axe. And rage damage and Great Axe. That
I'm
is...
also gonna like move over here to try to maybe get like half cover or something behind the bar. I don't think it's gonna be very effective, but
So... It takes...
18 damage.
It doesn't seem to affect it that much. It only takes half of that damage.
What about the
And
rage and acid?
It only takes half of that. And
This seems like everything.
second attack is another hit. It's also an 18, so it takes half of that. Klaus, it's your turn.
The Torkal's axe is magical if it's like resistance from non-magical weapons.
No, that's not the case. It is still able to resist.
Okay. I'll appear 10 feet from where it was, where the knoll is, and just walk behind him on this table, bench, table,
Mm-hmm.
and take 2 swings at his hind quarters.
Both are going to hit. So what's 27 divided by 2? Math, 14. Okay. And did you blink back or no?
Yep, and I'm
Jesus.
poof gone.
I don't like that. So it's gonna
It's a
say
good spell.
it recharges. It is going to reposition and try and attack Hojing and Thorkal with its lightning lance.
I heard a property of Russelite is that it actually can attack creatures on the ethereal plane as if they were on the material.
So
But
to be
it's-
me, I guess.
I'm actually just making that up right now. It'd be funny.
Okay, so Thorkal and you both need to make dex saves.
Appreciate
Thorkal,
you want to
chest
make
just
saves. What?
Torkal has advantage on dex saves. Natural instinct. If he can see the source of danger, he has advantage on dexterity saves.
Where does it have that? He didn't put it
It's
on
a-
his sheet.
It's a level 2 barbarian thing.
Danger sense?
Yeah, danger sense.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he passed anyway.
nice.
Both of you guys pass. $33 divided by 2. So you guys take 17 damage. And he's below half health, and we've only been through like 2 rounds, so I'm gonna put in some legendary actions to make this more interesting. Thaddeus, whisper me a death saving throw. Thank you. Okay, going on to Hojing, your turn.
I will throw some orbs of radiant energy to try to banish this beast from whence it...
3 hits. $27. Jesus, dude. This is not fun. Okay. You took it down quite a bit.
I think
And
Doruk's gonna finish it.
pretty much,
Hopefully.
yeah. So in between the turn, it's going to take an attack. It is going to do attacks against Thorkal. 26 will hit for 15 bludgeoning down to 8. And, yeah. Now it's Thorkal's turn. And Thorkal is going to attack 2 times. The first one hits. And fuck me, why are these so easy for you guys? You destroy it. I hate you guys so much.
Radiant damage works.
No kidding.
Call
I'll
it,
get you
call it,
some
call
way.
it, call
I'll
it,
get
call
you
it,
someday.
call it.
There's a reason I don't like monks.
So anyway, you guys destroy the demon without a hitch. Well, Thaddeus got knocked out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone gonna
I'll-
resurrect me? Cause
You died?
no resurrect.
I'll feed him a healing potion from the party stash. I think we have. Do we have?
You'll
any
get
potions?
two more
Yeah.
from
we have-
Tond.
So we have 4. I'm giving 1 to Thaddeus. We have 3 left.
Okay, so that is a 2d4 plus 2. You can
Yep.
roll for Thaddeus since you're feeding it to him.
7.
All right, you get back 7 hit points, Thaddeus.
Phew. I rolled a natural 1 in one of those death saves, so I was a little nervous.
Natural 1. That's 2 automatic fails then.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, if I hadn't succeeded the other time, I'd have been dead. Which is why I was a little nervous that I'm very happy that you guys did kill him quickly.
Thorkal is wanting to recover HP as well somehow. What do you guys have for healing besides... Do you guys have any other healing besides the healing potions?
Nope.
No, we could do a short rest though, right?
You guys could do
Yeah.
a short rest at this point. I mean, you've killed this demon now, so you can head back out if you want.
Yeah, let's head back out and then do a short rest.
I would like to take the demon's head. It's a good trophy.
Roll. Give me a dex roll and a strength roll.
So a dex check and a strength check.
Yes, straight.
Shit. 17 dex and 6 strength.
So, it's
I'd ask Torkal for the strength part.
Thorkal. I guess he'll do that separately. He'll say, "You really need that much help taking it out." Oh, yeah, and Thorkal did get the final blow on this thing. So
Yeah.
Yep.
again, Thorkal getting all the glory.
Yep.
The legend.
That is Torkal.
Thorkal's having some difficulty as well.
Man, demon flesh. Tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, so you had a precise cut, but it wasn't strong enough, and so
I throw some radiant bolts at it to tenderize the meat.
tenderize the meat. Sure, they would back up. You can do your radiant bolts, and it's gonna mess up the head a little bit. It's gonna tear away some of the
stop him.
flesh.
It's like, no. Do you want a knife or something? Those won't help.
I disagree.
I disagree with your magic balls of light. And I'll continue chopping the head.
I'll let him if he wants to strain himself. I hope
Okay.
you pull something.
Give me another strength roll, Klaus.
That's a 2, my dude.
You suffer exhaustion, 1 point. But you are able to get the head off. It took you a bit of chopping, but and you got the head, which is pretty cool. But
Yep.
you gain
I'll
1
take
point
some
of
rope
exhaustion.
and make a backpack.
Aren't you? What did you ever do with that? Oh, you turned the Minotaur head into the
Yeah.
helmet for Thorkal's
Torkal's
costume.
battle attire.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Okay, so you guys did that. You guys want to head out of the inn now?
If everyone's finished their short rest and rolling their hit
I had
dice.
If we want to do a short rest before we head out, then yeah, let's do.
make them, but we did it so quickly. We could make them. If we take a short rest in here, they'll think that we were babbling for 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm fine going out right away and then taking a short rest. But if we're gonna look pretty hurt, I don't.
That's
You
fine.
know, if we go out all healed.
Either way, meta question. I know that you said that you kind of were interested in having this be a short session for a variety of reasons. Do you know what you want to do with that right now, or?
There's still more to do in this session. It's not done yet.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm fine with taking a short rest.
And it will get interesting for you very quickly. Hojing.
For us
Meta.
or for Hojing? Yeah, okay.
Okay, so anyway, are you taking your short rest now, spending an hour to rest up inside of the tavern and making people think that you're hurt? I mean, they would have heard the cries and the screams of the demon.
And like the two giant thunderballs that, like, I assume those make a lot of noise as well because it's just lightning.
Yeah, they would hear that.
Maybe someone will come in at some point. It's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with chilling. They do need it.
You know what? No, we should go get a glass of beer to relax.
Okay.
We're just spending the time in here enjoying a beer before we head
Okay.
back out.
How about you guys rest and I'll go tell them everything's fine because I took not a single hit and I'll start walking out.
Best of both worlds. He doesn't need a rest.
Yep.
Me and him will share a drink.
Oh, sure.
So, Klaus, you head out, and everyone's looking at you, and they're, like, amazed. Yenae, she just, like, lets out a sigh of relief, and the gnolls, they perk up,
I
and
really
eyes
don't
go
know
wide.
why you had so much trouble with it.
So, they're kind of all silent at this point.
And there's just a head on my back, dripping blood.
So, you've defeated it?
I turn around and show its head.
Oh my god. And so everyone just like takes a step back, and they're all very impressed with your the head that you have on your back. So the gnolls, they let out a howl of victory, and
You don't mind if we like get a drink inside, do you?
the Doragar, he steps forward. He says, "It is my bar, and I would say that you've earned yourselves a few drinks. Yes." And the
All
gnolls,
right.
they come up to you and they say, "We thank you for avenging us." And they're going to head in and collect the bodies of their buddies.
Do you want a drink, Yenae?
She'll take you up on that offer.
And I'll head back inside the bar.
So this guy who was the bouncer, he's gonna start putting the tables back
Putting the
together. So you got some
I do want
brownie
that.
points with the gnolls in this one.
I mean, we killed some, we saved some. It evens out.
They don't know that you killed them,
Yeah.
so they think you're all right at this point. And they respect the strength of everyone. But they go in and they see Thorkal, and he's got his axe still in the. He's taking a few chops at the demon, and they're just wondering, I wonder who got the final blow on this guy. And but Thorkal, he goes to the bar. So the bartender goes up to you all guys and says, "So what'll it be?" And I'll say at this point, since you guys are taking a drink, you can roll for your short rest if you would like.
Do you want to roll some for Thorkal?
I will, yeah.
I used almost all of my hit dice.
7. Wow. You should
Lucky
buy a
for
large.
I really took a hit.
Oh,
Rip.
combo break.
Okay, that's about as much as he'll do. And Thorkel's gonna ask for one of the health potions.
Sure. I'll hand him one. Without
Ball
two-
sack.
Ooh.
Okay. He thinks it tastes bitter and he doesn't get the whole way through, so it doesn't heal him entirely. So you get whatever drinks you would like from this guy for free. What do you want? So what can I get you?
The finest
An ale.
one he has.
He gets the finest wine he has.
I mean, presumably. I mean, his entire stock was about to be destroyed otherwise, so I hope he's not too big.
Yeah. So he reaches right behind him. He says, looks like this is all I got left for my wine. Because there's
Good.
plenty of broken bottles from what the Armanite did trampling around. And the shockwaves from the lightning bolt. Fire whiskey. Taking some of that fire water.
Yep.
You get some
Shock.
dwarven fire water.
I'll
Yeah.
just go for some of your ale, please.
You guys get all your ale. Thorkel gets an ale as well. And you gain the benefits of your short rest.
I would like to ask Yenae if she knows anything about Velraa Vie.
Velraa Vie.
Yes.
She always seemed to stick to herself and to her studies. Her and I never really spoke too much.
What's your opinion of her as a person, let's say?
I'd say she's very diligent. I can say that. She doesn't mean anyone harm. She just wants to... I'd say with her research, she's wanting to maybe help the world. Hopefully.
Do you think she committed the crime she's accused of?
Yes, that whole debacle. It's very hard to say. There was a lot of evidence against her. And so I'm not entirely sure. I can't comment on this matter, but I guess I'm more so interested into how you know of her.
By the way, do I hear any of this? I'm right next to class.
Yes, of course.
I'd be keeping this down low, but you'd probably hear it. Is it like beside me?
Yeah, good. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just curious to know it, or curious to know if I know it. At least.
Well, remember when we met outside like a minute ago, and I said I served someone. She's that someone.
You are her champion in some regard?
I suppose so. That's where I got these powers from, and I just summon a longsword and dismiss it.
That is troubling. I'm not sure the Inquisitors would take too well knowing that she's able to have an effect on this world, even from her imprisonment.
You don't look the type to mingle with the Inquisitors, seeing as you just summoned a demon.
Yes, you got me there.
And as you said, she doesn't sound dangerous, just diligent and trying to improve the world.
So she is pretty apprehensive towards you, Klaus, because nobody knows about the Moon Elves, really, and now you seem to have all this intimate knowledge of politics.
That's what that word means. I blanked on it. Anxious or fearful. Okay.
So, she's not sure if she's ready to answer any more of your questions.
He just wanted to know, like, what the other elves think of Velraa. That's what he asked.
So it wasn't a bad opinion. They didn't think ill towards her, but people are torn whether she should be in prison or not.
Well, my plan is to maybe prove her innocence.
She says, I'm not sure if I should have part in this.
Oh, I'm not asking for your help, just... You're the second Moon Elf I've met, so... Just interesting to see what your people think of her.
Sure. I don't know much about Velraa, I just know more about her sister before she was imprisoned in Jalam. And since I've been one of the other Moon Elves that's around here, we did keep in contact sometimes. And that's how I learned about Edekir and some of their exploits, some of which I don't think I should tell you about. It may cause... it may cause unintended effects on the overworld here. EDO
I understand.
KHER.
Oh, KHER.
Yep. Just know that Edekir and Elmira, they didn't have the greatest of intentions. Especially not Edekir. He used to belong to he used to belong to a secretive order. It's called the Divine Deliverance. But after he changed his ways and became into a fearful necromancer, he's no longer fulfilling what the Divine Deliverance sets out to do. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
Well, I'd imagine by the name of Divine Deliverance and that he being a necromancer, it's kind of self-explanatory.
You should know that the Divine Deliverance doesn't only target demons and the like, they also target any celestials that they find. Anything that shouldn't belong in this plane, or shouldn't belong in this world, is an equal target for the exorcisms of the Divine Deliverance.
I find that strange that they would target Celestial, seeing as, like, they're part Celestial, like one of the good guys. I always find that weird.
No, they feel that Celestials and demons do not belong in this plane, in this realm. I do not follow them too closely, but they are a faction that you would not want to cross. They're very powerful and they're spread widely throughout MEO.
Well, if I see any, I'll stay clear.
So that's kind of what she reveals to you at this point, and at this point the short rest would have ended.
Yep.
So she says, I'm afraid I must take my leave. I don't want to cause any more damage around here. And she actually reaches into her pocket and pulls out a few, some platinum pieces, and she tosses them towards the Duragar as reparations, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
Perhaps we shall see each other again in the future,
Yeah.
Mr.
Before she
Klaus.
leaves, I'd lean in close and tell her about like where we will be staying in the future in Orleans.
Oh, okay. You'll tell her about where you guys are in the future.
Yeah.
So she just kind of raises an eyebrow when you say that, and then she leaves.
Bye.
Up to you guys
raise-
now.
I raise my glass and just say, "To Thorkal, may his
Thorkal.
legend ever grow."
It's a Torah call.
So don't the demons here, chilling at the bar.
I'll tell the Dorlug that he should mount those hooves on the
It's the Duragar. Durlugs are the.
Durgar.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay, he'll mount the hooves. He'll do that.
It's always a good story.
Yeah, I might want to change the name of the bar if we take a mascot like this one.
Hey, I think it would be a good one.
Well then, friends, know that you're welcome back here anytime. I know it's a bit of a spooky place that we have here, but you've gained a friend in me.
Well, it's cozy enough. I've been to worse places.
Well, maybe we could ask you for some help. Or not
Sure.
help, advice about the local area.
Sure. Well, this was known as a mercenaries den, but as you can see, there's really not many people here anymore. They have the Captain Kimberly comes in once in a while, also looking for mercenaries, but they seem to all be taken up by that newcomer from Almei.
So
Newcomer,
Captain
you say?
Kimber is the guy that normally takes the mercenaries, but he's not getting them anymore.
Yeah, it's usually one of Mr. Nick's Durlugs that he has sent over here. But ever since that man came in, and he's been snatching up every mercenary he can find.
Is he a dark skinned guy with a falcon on his face?
Yep, that's the one.
I just look at Hojang's like, I think we found our guy.
Yes, perhaps we should inquire about work to be done.
Yeah, maybe he's hiring.
Agree. Let's see what he pays.
So, the Duragard bartender, he tells you that his residence is actually right next to the inn, with the 2 torches outside.
Very convenient.
Whose residence?
We'll check back in with you.
What's his name? Doruk.
Yeah, Doruk.
Yep, Doruk. The
Okay.
guy with a falcon on his face is like right next door. The guy who stole the Gold Eater spear.
Yep.
What do you do?
How about we go inquire Mr. Doruk about some freelance work?
I nod. I think that sounds like a good idea.
I agree.
What do you want the marching order to be?
I'd assume Hojing first, because
This
Okay.
is Hojang's thing.
it's been an hour, so Torkal's elemental weapon is gone.
Okay.
It'll last an hour.
So this is his actual residence. How big is it? And did he?
It's
might
not
have
it's where he's been holding up his operation down here, but it's
Captain
not like
Kimberly was recruiting for him. Is that what you?
No,
No,
it was she's kind of her own thing. She's she's just a captain that comes through here.
And she's
Um,
also pretty good.
But
And she's
she's
also having art.
yeah. Usually it's either Captain Kimberly hiring for her crew of pirates, or it is one of Mr. Nick's Durlugs hiring for Mendes and the casino and the races.
As we're kind of walking out of the tavern, I'll kind of talk to the rest of the party and say there might be an opportunity for the rest of you to double dip if you'd like. If the mercenaries aren't as plentiful as they used to be, perhaps this Captain Kimberly would be interested in having the problem taken care of as well.
It sounds.
Well, we could go ask her right now before we pay this guy a visit.
I nod.
To tell you about the residence, it just kind of looks like it's made out of. It seems to be kind of carved out. It's kind of like a sandstone-ish appearance. There are a couple of small windows next to the door, and so they've got the torches that are still lit, and
Yeah, it's like
you
those.
can still do what you will.
I'll take up on Huojing's suggestion, and maybe the captain will pay us something as well if we get rid of this guy.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna kind of just stand over here and watch the building for a while. I don't want to accompany them. I'm staking out for a little bit.
So you've caught the attention of the captain.
Hello, Captain.
Yeah. What can I do for you?
She's a dwarf? Doesn't look it.
No, maybe she just has an accent. She's a human.
Oh well.
Arr!
You're-
I'm a pirate woman.
I've heard
What?
you had some problem with recruiting recently, and we thought we might take care of that problem for you. And I've also never been on a pirate ship, and I'd like a tour.
You'll take care of Doruk?
That's our plan.
Good luck
Well,
with that.
Maybe we can know what he's doing.
Well, he's what I've been able to gather from people is he's offering them something crazy beyond anything money can buy. He's offering the mercenaries that they hire immortality.
That's new.
Yeah, I really can't compete in price with that. So I'm finding fewer reasons to dock here, and it's really affecting the economy around here. Nobody's wanting to stay in, so Doruk is certainly a thorn in our side.
Well, we were wondering if we could offer our services. If we get rid of him, the flow of business should return, and maybe there's something in it for us from you.
Sure, well, I can't really offer you too much. What were you thinking?
We won't ask much. And if you want to prove of our capabilities, I'll just show her the demon head on my back.
So she raises her eyebrows. Pretty impressive. Maybe there's more to you than I thought. Regardless, sure. If you're able to take care of Doruk and drive him out of town somehow, then I'll give you each 10 gold for the 3 of you.
That's fine. Don't. I mean, I guess I can't matter to say anything.
Yeah. Can I also ask for a tour of a pirate ship? I've never been on a pirate ship. It's just interesting for me.
Yeah, we got a lot of important goods that I can't have anyone taking too many peeks at. I'm sorry, I can't offer that right now. We're making a little
Alright.
bit of a transport run. Gotta get these goods to the next port.
So, but you're
Alright.
stuck here for now. Is that right?
No, we're just taking a little bit of a pit stop, but we'll be heading out soon.
I see.
Okay, well, see ya.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Man, I wanted a tour of a pirate ship.
It is very piratey, but she's got contraband on there that she doesn't want any strangers looking
Really?
at. Probably.
People that are walking around here killing demons, it's like...
Well, people stealing from thieves can be just as much of a problem in the criminal world.
He has a point. Did I notice anything while kind of staking out the place during that conversation?
Nope. The torches are still flickering the lights in them, and you hear some voices coming from inside, and that's kind of it. Do you do anything?
Knock on the door at this point.
Do you look in the window?
Sure.
There are windows?
Yes, I mentioned there were windows.
Yeah, I'll look in the windows before knocking.
You look in the windows, and that has confirmed it. This is Doruk. You see a man. He's got a... You take a look at his face, and that confirms your target. This is the guy who you've been looking for. He's got 2 bodyguards, it appears, next to him, and you also see the body of a Durlug at the bottom.
Yep. One of Mr. Nick's guys from the green bandana.
It does have a green bandana on him and some glasses, so he was one of Mr. Nick's elites. So you knock at the door. You knock at the door, and you also peek in the window, and Doruk, he just kind of has a face of terror as he looks upon you. And actually, I'll have you guys all roll initiative at this point.
When you say a face of terror, as in he's terrified of us, or he just looks like terrifying?
He's terrified of seeing Hojing.
Hojing, for some reason.
Oh. I guess her leading judge
Or
is
he was surprised, not terrified, but he's surprised. We'll say it's a look of surprise, like an oh my god.
I didn't expect to see you here.
And how am I going to handle this? Just a second. How am I going to handle this? It'll be just straight 20. Shit. Okay, so he only got a 6.
6 on what? Initiative?
Yep. So it is still kind of
Yeah, did he do anything when he actually looked surprised? Has he tried to move at all?
Not yet. That's when initiative happens, is he's surprised. Okay. And now it's just kind of what's happening next. So Thaddeus, you didn't see that, but so you're just kind of all waiting outside. Do you want to do anything?
I'm just gonna hold my action until someone attacks, because I wouldn't know that anything bad is gonna happen. So I'm going into the situation ready for something bad to happen. So I just hold my action to do. Let's see, what am I gonna do? I will do a 2nd level magic missile at whoever does the attack.
If it goes through a round and nothing happens, you lose that 2nd level spell slot.
Okay,
readying
1st level.
A spell.
That's fair. 1st level then.
Alright, Hojing, you look in, you see his look of surprise, and you had just knocked on the door.
The surprise means that I'm gonna try to open the door if it's not locked. Just like that.
The door is not locked, and it opens. And you say hello. Do you do anything else? Do you step in?
Is there anything that happens in the next 4 seconds in the meantime? Do they look immediately hostile? Am I able to judge this this quickly?
The two guards beside him, they seem to be at ease for the time being. But they do look over at Doruk and notice his look of surprise.
I heard that you're trying to offer people immortality these days.
So it goes to Klaus at this point.
And I guess I'll like hold the actual action bit to attack someone if they attack.
I'll just walk inside and stand beside Hojing and hold my action to attack. If like they're hostile.
Okay. Gets to Doruk, and he just says to you,
You should be dead!
and then you see him just kind of order to the other two guys to attack. And he's going to finish everything by, this is quite a scene that's in front of you. Is you see his body turn into sand, and then it just kind of blows away. But he disappears. And
How problematic.
Alright.
So at this point, now that these guys have been told to attack, they'll join in on the next order. Or on the next round. And then who's next? Thorkal's next. He would have heard that, and so he's just gonna kind of charge in and brandish his weapon. He's not going to do anything yet. He's going to ready an action for anyone to make a first hit. So that is the end of the round. It resorts, and now we get battle music because everyone's going to be attacking. So it starts with this drow guy first, and he's going to head in. Klaus, your reaction goes off, and you can attack.
This guy. 13. Does that hit?
A great axe?
Yep. I put away my shield and I'm on a great axe because I've saw some pretty kick-ass moves from Torkal.
No, that does not hit.
Yeah, it's my turn because it's only like one action.
Okay. So he is going to attack you twice.
Cool,
With his
cool.
short swords. And I
Both
think
hit.
both are gonna hit. For a bit of damage.
Plus poison. Great.
That's 30.
Fucking great.
It goes to Thaddeus. You, actually, your magic missile would have gone off, but do you really have sight of them?
I have sight of the other one, but I didn't know if it went off.
When somebody who's going to attack?
I assumed that this guy attacked, but that happened at this turn order, not last turn.
It would be... Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was my assumption.
So
Yeah,
it
well,
happened in this
before your
round.
turn.
Oh, is it? Wait, so is holding an action to your next turn or to
Yep.
the end of the
Yeah,
turn?
it's to your turn, and so I guess
Because
it would...
it's a
Oh, I didn't realize that.
reaction.
Then,
So-
like release.
then I'd say I could attack this guy.
Okay, yeah. Do your magic missiles.
Sure. I think that's 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay. It now goes to this Drow Elite Warrior who's going to attack Thorkal.
Wait, so I thought that would be my magic missiles for my last turn.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's right. That was it. It's your turn still. Yep. Now
And
you
should I
do.
be seeing the health bar, by the way, or not?
Oh yeah. Let me get that up for you. Sorry.
Really, all I care about is how much damage it looks like they did. So if you wanted to just English that, that would also be okay. I'm trying to figure out if they're weak enemies or strong enemies. Okay, so they're kind of strong.
They might be stronger than the fucking demon.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not supposed to be.
Oh yeah. The demon with his like ultra attack did 30 something. This guy with 2 attacks did 30.
He got lucky. He got. Oh shit! That was min damage. Yeah. Shit. Anywho. What do you do,
I'm
Thaddeus?
gonna cast Shatter behind that guy, I think, assuming that I don't screw everyone else over by doing that.
Give me a roll.
Wait. Shatter does what kind of damage?
Thunder.
Thunder. I'm being slow, trying to. Yeah, whatever.
This is the thing I was prepping Thorkal's thing. Okay, so 19 thunder damage and
I guess it would be back here then.
con save DC
Great.
of 15. Does he have any? No, he doesn't. Okay, so it's a 12. So he takes all that damage.
Cool. Good time.
All right, it goes on to
I'm gonna
his
step out of the
turn.
way as well.
He's going to attack Thorkal, and Thorkal is going to react by attacking him with his great axe. Does he get a extra attack on reaction attack?
No. I don't think you can use all multi attacks on reactions, but I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, that's going to hit. No matter what he does, yeah, that'll hit. And now the Drow Elite Warrior is going to attack Thorkal.
Yeah, you don't get extra attacks on if you like hold an action. It's just 1 attack.
2 attacks on Thorkal, and that's a lot less than you took. Wow, yeah, that's three ones for his poison. That is the absolute minimum he could have rolled.
Yeah, 1s on every roll.
That's 4. Okay, wow. So I don't know if Thaddeus' magic missile did something to him, but that totally sucked. That's his turn. Goes to Ho Jing. Guys are jumping you.
I'm gonna jump him. I'm gonna punch him a bunch.
Go for it. 3 hits. You kill this guy. Anything else?
I will start moving over here and kind of say as menacingly as I can. You know, they say even sand can be turned to glass if you beat it hard enough.
The sand is already blown away.
Yeah, I know. I'm
God.
saying it to the guard in hope that, like,
Oh,
maybe some level of intimidation.
you've taken your action to fight shits. You can intimidate him on your next turn as an action if you want.
I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily trying to do it. with
Flavor.
intimidation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Klaus, then Thorkal.
Yep, I'll move behind this guy for some flanking action. Cover my hand in just black mist and touch him real bad for
Shit!
necrotic damage, and I heal half of that.
Good going. Alright, Thorkal. He's gonna go here. He does not have advantage. And he's going to rage. And he's going to attack twice. The second one hits. And deals 8. Drow Elite Warrior is going to... oh, he's got Ancestral Guardian, so he has to attack Thorkal.
He doesn't, but if he doesn't attack anyone else, it's just a disadvantage.
Well, he's going to do that against Thorkall still. That is 2 hits.
Yep.
And the poison damage goes through, so that is 23 poison damage.
Aren't dwarves resistant to poison?
Oh, they do have resistance. Yeah, you're right. 23
So it'd be half of poison.
Yeah. They do have resistance to poison. And then 6 and 8 is 14, so 7. Still did quite a chunk of damage.
Yeah.
Remember the time when like it was supposed to be hard to fucking fight 2 CR5s at once? It's Thaddeus' turn.
I'm gonna move in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I'm just gonna do another magic missile.
Okay. It goes to this guy who's dead. Now it's Hojing's turn. He's looking pretty beat up.
I'm gonna attack him non-lethally. Or maybe not. By that I mean I don't give him that.
Both
extra
miss.
version.
Do you
You have advantage.
G?
We're flanking.
Oh yeah, you have advantage.
That's right. Here.
1 hit. Okay. Anything else?
That is it. I don't want to know another key point.
Klaus.
Since this is concentration, I'll just grab his shoulder and try and drain him again
Go for it.
for 11 necrotic.
That hits.
And that's my turn.
Thorkall is going to get the glory again, probably,
Yeah.
by Great Axe. Oh, that's actually a miss. That's actually a miss, Thorkall.
One more.
And a miss. That's a miss. So Drow is going to attack Thorkall again. Yeah, so you guys getting your 22s. He can't do his reaction thing. Both are going to hit. So that's 14, 24, it's 30 damage, so he takes 15. Thorkall's looking pretty beat up.
Yep.
And shit. What else can he do? Do you have Devil's Sight, Klaus? So you can see through magical darkness?
That I do.
Okay. Thaddeus
Does
is
he
your
want to
turn.
cast darkness?
He does have darkness that he can cast once a day, but
I mean, he doesn't know that I have Devil Sight.
that's true. Thaddeus is your
I'm
turn.
going to Firebolt.
Okay.
Oh,
That is a miss.
nat 1.
Wojing, it is your turn.
I'm gonna smack him non-lethal best as I can.
All miss.
Wow,
Klaus.
these rolls.
Klaus, it is your turn.
Can I drain him non-lethally?
No.
Okay. I'll bonk him on the head with the side of the great axe.
Go for it. 26 is going to hit, and you'll knock him
6
out.
slashing. Yeah, so just knock him out.
This guy's knocked out.
I assume this is what you were going for. Your strike seemed a bit lackluster. I look at Hojing.
I know. I'll take the shot. I threw a lot of punches there. Look, I got the first one, okay?
Yeah.
You stole the glory from Thorkall. How do you feel about that?
Fucking great. I lost almost all my health, and I drained it almost all of it back.
That is pretty good. So, this guy is unconscious.
I want to examine the not the Doruk.
Durlog.
Dialogue. Thank you. That Mr. Nixon.
It looks like a standard issue Durlug with a green bandana and glasses.
How does it look like he died?
He was stabbed.
Repeatedly.
Well, not much to get from that. Now we're just gonna wait for this guy.
Yep, I wanna take off like all the weapons off this guy.
And take all
like,
their weapons
tie
off.
it- Yeah, and tie his hands behind his back.
Okay.
And just sit him against the wall.
I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna tell the party that I'll be right back, and I want to go back to the bar real quick and ask the bartender if he could come with us for a minute. Come with me for a minute. If he's busy or not, basically.
Well, with no mercenaries around, no, it's not busy. I'll just have Tim keep an eye on the bar for us. What do you need?
recognize this guy?
Is one of the bodyguards for Doruk. What the hell did you guys do in here?
Well, we're interested in a matter of importance to the barons. We believe that he is responsible for something that not only harms them, but the rest of... it's not the Underdark. What did you call it for your setting?
It is the Underdark.
Oh, the rest of the Underdark. And to that end, when
I mean,
he
there's
came in,
Mendes.
he panicked and managed to escape. But we're interested in questioning this one.
Okay. And, what do you need me for?
Well, we could try this a bit of an unorthodox way if you're willing to help us. And I'll look at the rest of the party.
I have no idea what you mean.
Yeah, so what if we set him up in the bar as if he just, like, had gotten blackout at some point? He wakes up, the tavern keeper is here, Tim is here. Maybe we ask around, see if anyone else knows him, and then maybe we just get him to spill everything. We don't know how loyal he is. We know that he was serving to mainly probably get him more... Well, I don't actually know that, unless you guys filled me in for that bit. But we don't really know any of the motives, and straight intimidation has mixed success sometimes. Even when it is successful, it seems like it takes a little bit. So maybe we
Plus,
could...
we can always intimidate him if everything else fails.
Right, we just have one of us outside of the door. But that's the idea, is maybe we make it look like he just kind of got blackout, or maybe he thinks it's a dream. Whatever happens, point being.
So you want to try and convince this guy that whose friend we just killed and knocked him unconscious that this is all just a dream and he's back at the bar.
It sounds a bit ridiculous, but
It does.
surely you've fallen from high heights before. You can be a bit loopy after you take a few things to the head, and I'll
Yeah,
take him a
mostly
bit.
blurred vision, but you know.
And like he said, if it doesn't work out, then there's always torture. I'll give him a smile.
I mean, if we're gonna use this, we should probably move him from here because there's blood on the floor.
Yes, of course. I figure we would use the tavern. Perhaps help clean up a bit before he wakes up.
Okay, so where would you like him placed in the tavern?
We don't really know if he has like any favorite drinking spot, so I just figure the bar. He was having a
the
nice
barkeep
chat.
might
Think-
know, if he's
Yeah.
seen him.
Oh, yeah. Do you know if he has a favorite spot in the bar?
He didn't have one in particular. I put him in one of the chairs here, sure.
Yeah. So we'll drag him over there.
I'll stay like in this corridor in case he tries to run, or until they call me in.
And, you know,
I'm
I
gonna sit here with a drink in my hand.
and he probably recognizes me as a description, so I'm probably also best off being in the back. Unless we can get like a minor illusion on me. Or...
I can do a minor illusion. I don't know.
Is that able to disguise me enough, or
It does 5 foot block of illusion, so if it's
I
just your
could sit
face,
here?
it might work.
Yeah, let's just do a face.
Yeah, and I'll also sit like this so that my back is to him. He happens to walk. But yeah, I'd just tell the barkeep to kind of do what he does best. I mean, he's been able to get people to open up to him about all sorts of things, I'm sure. And-
Yeah, my illusion has a spell range of 30 feet, so you can even sit at the bar if you wanted to.
Would do I know in character if this is close enough still that I could eavesdrop, especially in like the quiet?
You'd be, let's see, that far away even, 13 feet
Like-
away.
This is so weird. I love it.
So it might be a little hard to hear even from that far away.
Well, I'll sit at the bar, and you can sit closer to him at the bar like that.
Do you want to trade? I just don't want it to get blown because like he recognizes me in particular.
Okay, I mean, I'm not much of a melee character, but if the guy's pretty low on
Yeah, I'll get in the way. It'll be fine. Also, yeah, he's like 1 hit point.
Okay, so you guys wait a little bit, and he comes to with 1 hit point, and he wakes up, and he's just kind of groaning at this point. You have him propped up in a chair, and so he just like starts looking around. Oh, what? And I'm going to have him make a whiz saving throw to see if he can like see if he's see if he understands what's going on, or if he remembers. You got a 15.
It's pretty decent.
Is pretty decent. So he'll just kind of wake up and he'll just be like, "How did I get here?"
Hard night of drinking. I'd assume. You went in here when I got in.
We were attacked. And so the barkeeper is just gonna look over at him. Oh there, buddy. Looks like you took quite a hit to your head. Maybe you'd just been drinking a little bit too much. Passed out and you came to. He's just kind of looking over at you guys, shrugging. He's like, "What the fuck am I supposed to tell him?" So
I thought that was good. I'm giving him signs of encouragement.
So, okay, let me pull up his character sheet and see if he's able to deceive him. Mind Master.
I just think this was better than perhaps torturing someone again for like 10 minutes.
We might
for
have
like
to
the
go in
sixth
that
time.
direction still.
This is where we
Maybe.
found out that the Doruk is like the mastermind of
Right.
like the end boss.
So
No.
he got a 2, and
All right,
he
torture
got a
it is.
13. So he looks at him and says, "What are you? You're lying to me. What's going on here?"
Thank you for the help, and I'll stand up and I'll give a nod and kind of call for the back. Cloud.
I'm gonna remove the minor illusion that I had.
Your friend is dead.
So he's
You
gonna
may be
stand up.
dead too.
He's going to reach for his weapons, but he doesn't have any on him. And so right when you call for Klaus, Klaus would be about right there, and he would take a look around, and he would react by just throwing a darkness over his area. It wouldn't be able to cover enough, so if he retreated, then he would be able to get past Klaus. So basically, he would throw darkness in this whole area. Let me see if I even have. I should have the thing for darkness. I got a 15-foot circle for darkness or whatever. I
Yep.
think he'll cast darkness, and then he'll get to about here, And then he sees you guys there, and then he starts just kind of backing up a little bit.
Can I just
I'm gonna get out of darkness.
lob
if
an
I
Eldritch Blast at him? Like a concussive force for towards his head, just knock him out again?
That'll kill him.
Oh, shit.
Now, your friend is dead. You are unarmed, and you very well may be dead as well soon. Wouldn't want that to happen, would you?
He doesn't say anything.
I hear the guy promised you immortality. How's that going for you?
So he just, he kind of looks it down, and he says, "We will be remembered."
But you
Why
won't
don't
be
you-
alive if you don't listen to us.
Who will remember?
You were
Literally no
supposed to
one will
die.
remember you here in a week. Maybe less than a week.
So he looks over at Hojing and he says, "You were supposed to die."
And yet I live. Perhaps I am the one who's going to be immortal.
I look at her, she's like, I think it's your call.
You have a point.
Okay.
It would seem that your previous master's been lying to you. What did he promise?
He promised that once we brought Rise to the kingdom of Sebek Hotep, then we will be among his followers. He will take us under his control, and we will be granted unimaginable powers.
I don't know any of these words. Do you, Jose?
None of you would know these words.
Power makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like the guy is just saying this, so he would just have a lot of slaves to do his shit for him. And you just fell for it, the old Stricken book. I will give you power, riches, women, whatever you desire. Just do what I say. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, what do you do next?
Well, you seem pretty forthcoming. Why don't we handle this a bit more civilized? We can get you a drink, you can sit at the bar, we don't have to posture to kill you.
After all, you've only been lied to. We can be the first people to tell you the truth.
And really,
Okay.
who wants to be immortal?
Hojing, roll
You would get
a
bored so fast.
roll a intimidation with advantage. 18
That's better.
really helped.
First good roll. It was with the 2 roll thing. It's fine.
It works. He says, "Fine."
So, tell us a bit about your master. And your master's master.
I worked for Doruk. He was one of the 5 that came over from Almei. He wasn't the brains behind everything, but he was among one that sacrificed himself to resurrect Sebek Hotep. I have not seen Sebek Hotep myself, but I've heard stories. They are all working in the city of Hamanaptra, the former prison of from ancient times under Pharaoh Antef.
I'm gonna lay out our map and just ask him where that is exactly.
Okay, you lay out your map. First he says, "I cannot reveal it to you."
A wine or a ale, a shot. I'll look at him questioning.
To the bartender?
To the barkeep. Yeah, and then I'm looking at him, kind of figuring out what he wants.
I do not wish for... I do not wish for alcohol.
Surely you wanted to work for your master, to live immortally. What good in life is there to... What good is an immortal life if you don't have the simple pleasure?
So he would begrudgingly take an ale and then he would drink it. But he would look at you and say, I cannot reveal the location of Hamanaptra.
Okay, okay. Well, I suppose it's semantics to ask you to take us there rather than tell us where it is.
It is too dangerous from where we are.
Why so dangerous?
Because in the Lake of Cares, though the waters are not tame, there are beasts of unimaginable power. They act as a barrier between Mendes and Hamanaptra.
Interesting.
Oh, so this is still underground, not above ground.
Yes. So how did the 5 make it there?
I'm not entirely sure myself. They have their methods.
And
If they
you
have-
know they-
If they have a way to resurrect an old priest, then I'm sure that they could cross a lake themselves.
Is he just alleging to... is he alleging to something that has already happened, or is he just alleging about their goal?
Something's already happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
they resurrected the old guy. At Hamanaptra?
Sebek Hotep.
Sevek Hotep and the guy's a Hamanaptra?
Hamanaptra is the name of the place.
Oh,
So, there were these 5 people. They all collectively crossed this sea somehow that is uncrossable. They resurrected a priest there, and now they're working with that priest to bring about an ancient god. Am I following?
You've seen Doruk's powers.
Oh yes, and I've seen the powers of my companions as well. You would not believe what this one could do. And I point the cloud.
Not to Thoko?
Klaus is more of magic. Thorkall just brings things down with his might.
raw power.
And surely, if they're so powerful, I should be dead, should I not?
And I'll just place the demon head on the table.
Ooh.
That said, but I have that correct, right? They went and summoned this priest there after having crossed some...
Yes.
Okay, well, that's useful. What do you know about a relic called the Gold Eater Sphere?
I know it was Doruk who acquired it.
And he didn't have the powers he has now sometime before he resurrected the priest.
He has the powers after they resurrected him, and then
Right.
he set out to acquire that artifact.
Yes, he stole it after. Sit back. So maybe it's used in the resurrection somehow. I'm just gonna think out loud and let anyone else talk to him for a bit if they have any questions.
He is
hear from
already resurrected.
You hear from the back.
The god or the
Maybe-
priest? Wait,
The
priest.
priest.
but not
Maybe,
the god.
That's
maybe if the Gold Eater Spear eats gold, they just use the spear as the component for resurrection. Because, like, resurrection alone is pricey. Like, out of game, out of character, true resurrection is like 25k. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a useful thing to have for
he's
resurrection.
already resurrected though.
The
Yeah,
god
I
or the
know.
priest?
They're not trying to resurrect a
They're
god.
not
They've
resurrecting the god.
they've
Okay.
resurrected the priest.
Yeah.
Interesting. He's already resurrected, but they still have the sphere. So, and he got it after the powers, which means that they didn't do that because he already was resurrected. So they have some other goal with the sphere. that we're still not quite sure about. This guy knows the location, doesn't want to tell us the location. And other pertinent questions. Can you tell us about the other 4?
They are led by a man named Nazif. And he, much like Doruk, has a tattoo on his face. This one of a crocodile.
Interesting.
All of the 5 have tattoos on their face. Nazif has the tattoo of a crocodile. Mahir has one of the baboon. Yasmin has one of the jackal. Doruk, the falcon, and Yelda. She has a face of man on hers.
And they're still operating in the area, or are they elsewhere?
I do not know where they may be. I would suspect that they would still be in Hamunaptra.
Where do you think Doruk has gone?
Doruk may have fled back to Hamunaptra at this point.
And you don't want to tell us where that is.
Well,
Correct.
it's across the lake, but we don't have the exact location.
And also the lake would be crossing a problem. If you believe us to, if you think that if you are so confident in your claws, why not tell us? And then they will
We
kill us.
just go there and die. Yeah.
Because we are not all powerful yet.
What would
But
make
surely
you
powerful enough to defeat a few wayward adventurers.
Yeah. I mean, you can all turn to sand and get in just really annoying places.
We could defeat you, but who's not to say that you're a messenger for someone more powerful?
I suppose that's fair enough. And I will lean back. But is it worth your life?
I will be remembered as one who helped bring about the rise of the new kingdom.
So it is somewhere across the lake. You would need some way to get across the lake.
Um,
And we don't even know where this lake is.
I think he's... Shit, I don't have the overworld. But from what he's talking about, it's across from the Mendes, like across the ocean lake place.
Do you want me to pull up the map?
Like to the east, I mean west. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Like, this is the lake, and there's somewhere to that side.
That's
I
what
mean,
you
underwater, I
can.
guess
You
they'd all be
can.
like.
You can infer whatever you would like.
Perhaps
Is
we
that-
will learn more of these locations from other people.
Oh,
that we have
okay.
a name.
I got it wrong. This is the lake.
That's the glades.
I mean, this could be a lake.
I mean, it's all a lake. We're in the Underdark, so there inevitably is. It's completely enclosed.
Everyone roll intelligence.
Doing it.
12.
Thorkell needs to as well. Who knows? Maybe Thorkell will remember it. So Hojing and Thorkell are able to remember that the Lake of Cares is the largest body of water in the area.
All right.
You learned that from Vivi and Gonzo.
So yeah, probably the one across the Mendes.
How about I make this easy?
Isn't
There
this
we go.
Kier's Grove? Isn't that Kier's Lake?
He put it out. It's good.
Oh,
Well,
oh, Kier's.
trying to think of any other questions for him, but to be honest, maybe we just take him back to Mendes.
To do what?
By the sounds of things, we're going to need to figure out some way across the Cares Lake, and to that end, who better to talk to than the Barons themselves? I certainly can't think of a way to cross a lake that's filled with creatures beyond imagination.
The Barons will never know! And he just lunges at you, trying to
down.
attack. His hands aren't restrained, right? You left him.
Nah, if
I
you want
tied
to,
him this up behind his back, but if someone else untied him, then no.
He was
we
untied
untied
when you
yeah, we
set him up to
If
be.
he wants to claw at me a bit, he can try to claw at me a bit.
Okay, he's.
just wanna,
it
like,
would
keep him
be
alive.
a +1.
Strength plus
So-
proficiency. If it's an unarmed attack.
Like, if he's going to start going towards me,
totally-
I'm going to start going towards him.
He tries
And
to
just
throw a punch at you, and he totally whiffs it. He's still kind of out of it.
Well, they are going to know, I'm afraid. I need that orb back, you see, so... And I'm gonna...
And would you rather the Barons have possession of it?
I'm not sure that the Barons would like, full-scale war with Kavir. Though, if I had my choice, I probably would take the Barons instead of an ancient god or priest who worships that god that wants to bring kind of doom upon the world.
And I mean, the Barons already have enough infighting. If one of them got a hold of the orb, the other two would just pile up on him. It's a
Yeah.
whole.
So they
Maybe.
probably are pretty content to have it go back to
Yeah.
where.
So, make a perception check. We'll say Hojing. Is Klaus at the door?
Yeah,
And then
he's
after, like, I'm
at the door,
engaging
and
him.
I'm looking at him.
Okay.
I'd want someone to come
Klaus, roll
behind.
perception with disadvantage.
Ooh. Come on, -1. That's
Do
a
you want
0.
me to or not?
You can roll with disadvantage, Thaddeus.
Okay.
Okay.
Dexterity save.
That natural 20 was... That first roll was a natural 20.
Yeah,
Rip.
Rip.
I'm at a 0, my dude.
It's why is it +7? Oh, it would be fucking.
That's a save.
It's a sleight of hand check.
Oh, he's trying to take your weapons. Wait, do you even carry weapons? I thought you
No,
punched it.
I've got some darts.
He's got a +10 in stealth, so I'm gonna probably guess that his sleight of hand is all right, but he reaches towards his belt, or he reaches towards the inside of his belt, which has a vial inside, and he attempts to open it. It has a green
Wait,
liquid inside.
I've grappled him earlier. I don't know if that was lost in
You
the
grappled
conversation
him?
or what. Yeah, when he was trying to make the punch, I said I'm going to try to come at him too and grapple him.
Oh, grapple. So he would oppose strength then.
and
what
then I
did
was
you
just
get?
taking your roll with the strength.
She rolled
It
a
was
14. What height?
Oh, okay. Never mind. So then he doesn't do that.
But at this point, I'd just ask people to come and tie him up. That's all. Because we're going to take him to Mendes.
Okay, but why? And I just bonk him on the head.
Like I said, there's an amount of information that we still don't know, and there's an amount of information that he does know, but has not yet told us. We have no idea if our efforts are going to result in anything additional, but perhaps the Barons with more resources than us, magical or not, especially with the context of this entire conspiracy, would like to investigate themselves in some capacity.
So you want the barons, like one of the barons, to just torture the guy for information?
Sure, or all of them. That would be preferable even. But they don't like each other.
They
so
yeah,
probably
they
one.
don't seem like they would work together well.
But maybe in time of crisis, which
And I think their response will be, "You do you. We're busy with our own shit."
maybe. But either way, we do have to get paid, and it doesn't seem like this is something we can go and deal with immediately. So, what's the harm in bringing along a prisoner?
Remind me
way
what the
back to
Barons
travel.
Association is with this whole matter. I didn't realize they had one.
What was that?
What is the Barons Association?
They live. So we were sent here because mercenaries were getting scooped up, but they had
Right.
no idea of the greater conspiracy. The greater conspiracy
Which is
that
the one that you're following. Right, got it.
right, and now we know. And I wasn't even. This is the first time we heard of the greater conspiracy. I was just following the Gold Eater sphere,
Right.
and that was like a minor problem. But this seems like a bigger problem that even the
Right.
parents should be concerned.
They are essentially the governors of the underworld, and so they need to be aware.
And maybe they care enough about this to actually be involved now. But who knows? They might not. But I think it's worth taking for the. We can keep one person on guard with him. We can wake him up periodically so he never actually has a long rest. No, but game
You
mechanics.
die
We can
of
keep him
exhaustion.
eventually, but we have some time back to town. Etc. Also, I mean, if he dies of exhaustion at that point, then you get what you want anyway. As we
Yeah.
try to,
When we would have wasted our time.
but not for
We're
nothing.
heading back to town soon anyway, right?
How long did it take us to get here?
It took about half a day.
Oh,
Yeah. So
fuck.
it's fine.
Fine then. Thought it was like a week of travel.
No. It's
Fine. if
it's a pretty
half day,
condensed area.
Sure. Bring him. I thought it
Yeah.
was like to scale of what's above, and it was like,
It is. You'll see that it matches up, but it's in a zoomed in area.
Scaling on maps can be confusing.
no shit.
The scale is perfect though for what I have in roll 20.
I'm gonna throw 8 gold on the table and thank our bartender for his help because he was helpful. Whatnot.
He gives a nod. Sorry, I wasn't able to get him into your fantasy of whatever.
It's okay. It was
It
worth
was a
it.
weird idea. Well,
So, quoting, one thing kind of eludes you. One thing that he mentioned is that you were supposed to be dead. And just
Yeah.
like, well, what was trying to kill me?
I assume they did some kind of ritual, is how I reasoned it in character. But I mean, clearly they aren't as powerful as they think they are.
or something was supposed to happen, and whatever was supposed to happen didn't. Maybe they sent out assassins, and the assassins just got killed by something else.
Or maybe they're right outside of this tavern right now for the next combat encounter.
No.
That'd be weird, because they assumed you were dead for a long time,
Yeah, they did.
and you're alive.
Klaus, because you mentioned it, roll an intelligence check.
Sure.
Yes.
That's an 11.
You had an assassin come after you.
Did we?
Yes, you did.
When was that?
It was,
It was so inconsequential that we
Oh,
don't even remember.
Are you talking about the people from Kavir that tried to fight them? Were
No.
they sent? Or did they just
No.
meet them?
there was an assassin in the Underdark that you guys ran into.
I do not remember this.
Neither do I.
We run into so many assassins. You'll have to be more specific.
Well, that's it.
How many assassins have we run into? None.
Just the one.
That I can recall.
The one.
So we got down. So we came down.
You got
we cleared out
jumped on the
top-
road by the guy.
Oh, was it on the near the bridge? Some kind of bridge? Something
No.
of crossing.
Not the Cyclops. You ate cake with him.
I remember the Cyclops.
Yeah.
Cyclops. Cool.
Fuck, I can't remember.
You have something of his.
I have something of his.
Well,
Mirror,
We're
artifact
pretty
from
dumb. We can't remember shit.
Party inventory?
Did you put it in here?
I don't have much in my character.
I have a Durlot note in unknown language. Unknown schematic. Enough crab meat. 2 hook horror hooks. Deep tilapia. Map of the Underdark.
Jesus Christ, yeah, I have so much crap in here. Where did it go?
Yeah.
You said you put it into your bag of holding.
Map of the Underdark. Deep tilapia. Durlog note. Unknown schematic Nebram. Reyam. D to Almei. 1 dose of ephedra. Cook's utensils. Vial of tree sap. Map of Gullion Rail. Vial of funky water. Dried strawberries.
So did you move things from the bag of holding into your own like inventory thing?
No, what's in my inventory is pretty standard. It's just the weapon, bedroll, blanket, meskit, grappling hook, vial, oil, ball bearing, caltrops, rations, gold chip with 800 thing, and 100 feet of rope. And then I have the worm bones.
Well, you got a letter from the assassin in an unknown language. That's what it was.
So that's the note.
Yeah, the note in the unknown language.
So we should probably ask someone about that when we get back to Mendes.
This Dergoloth note.
Yeah, the Dergoloth. That was the assassin.
I don't even remember Durgaloff.
Neither do I, but apparently we met him because I have a note from him.
He was the guy that had the spinny move. He like whipped his arms in a tornado, and he was like kind of like a bug guy.
Are we sure that I fought this?
You did, yeah.
Man, I doesn't ring a bell.
Look at the tapes.
I'm looking at the character sheet, and I don't think I've ever seen something like this. Challenge 7, even?
Which character sheet?
A Durgaloff?
Well, apparently we fought him and probably killed him if we have the note.
I guess.
Is this guy?
Oh, I definitely remember this guy.
That was an assassin?
I didn't realize it was an assassin, but I remember this guy.
I don't remember this guy. I don't think I was in this session.
I thought that was just a random bugman that attacked us,
He had a note on him.
which we can't read.
Well, he tried to kill you.
Alright, well,
Yeah,
You
They did
discern
bugman in the Underdark.
this isn't a that guy may have been an assassin. You would discern this.
okay.
All right, Dunzo. What do you do next?
Well, they send assassins after us. Yeah, no, I think the goal is to take him back to Mendes. Maybe they find out more information from him. Even if they don't, then we can kill him. And that's fine. I think that's the plan. We
Okay.
can't just go across the uncrossable lake at the moment.
I mean, if it's a lake, we just can go around the shore.
I mean, I guess technically, but I imagine terrain probably gets difficult at some point, considering we're basically in a half-empty aquifer.
Mm.
That's how I imagine it, anyway. I don't know if Landon wants to elaborate, but that's how I've always pictured the under.
It's. How did you describe it again?
A half-empty aquifer that is extremely large.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it's got water source of its own. It's just yeah.
And at some points, like, mountains can also become just straight-up columns that stretch to the fucking ceiling.
yeah, that's what it is basically.
Yeah. So, like, at some point, we won't, like, I guess, like, we could feasibly, like, rock climb for hours, right? But
Yeah. That's how you got down here.
That's true.
I mean, we could fly if
We
someone
should
knew
get
the
a
magic
better
shit.
map as like a premise.
Yeah, we should get a map of the fucking whole area.
Best map we can find as like a first request. We give this guy to Nick, I guess, since he's the guy we're currently working with. We warn him. If he doesn't care, we go back to Indy. If he doesn't care, then we go back to.
Mr. Perry seems like the guy to go to. He's more of the expeditions and exploration type of deal.
Yeah, generally just see what we can do, I think.
Okay. So do you guys head out?
I think so.
Yeah.
You guys should go get paid from the captain.
Is
Well,
10 gold
we
each.
didn't really.
Yeah,
Yo.
he's not gone.
Yeah, he's probably
yeah.
coming back.
Oh, you could tell her the job's half done, so you get something.
I mean, he turned into sand.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You could tell him that. See if she buys that. Just like, oh yeah, he turned into sand and blew away in the wind.
We have no idea if he'll be back or not.
No, we don't. But,
Yeah.
Perhaps someone should take a look around the rest of the town, just in case any more of, just in case like anything stands out. Generally,
In the
Someone
town?
should watch it. Yeah.
Is the blind boy underneath one of the tables?
No. You'll find that the blind boy, as much as you look for him recently, he just hasn't been around.
But the
Yeah.
trophy!
He's got to catch them all.
He's gone to catch them all.
That's true, before he could do that with his Game Boy, now he has to go out in the real world.
Yeah.
Oh no,
He's gonna be jacked as fuck by the end of this.
this is bad news. How can he catch them all when one of them is inside of Thaddeus?
Ah!
This
He's
is
just gonna be
Oh.
stuck. He'll be the new guy who's observing you.
Kelly got home though.
I
first,
want that
so
Zapdos.
If you want to wrap something up, then
Wait, is there only one of
So
these kind of books,
what do you
or is
what do
it
you
like
tell to
multiples?
Kimberly? What? No. There's
there-
multiples. There's multiples. It's fine. So what do you tell to Captain Kimberly before you guys head out with this guy?
Well, we went in there. The guy freaked out, turned to sand, and just kinda
Left.
floated away. I don't know. He was sand. It's fucking
Off
weird.
the toe with sand.
We
She's
killed the other guy,
gonna.
and we're taking this guy back with us for further questions. Because there's a whole cult with priests and immortality shit. It's weird.
She's gonna insight you.
And I'm not lying.
I know, but maybe she'll have a shitty insight. She thinks you're lying. She's like, yeah, okay.
No.
I mean, we have one unconscious, bloodied body, and
How can
You
you
could
tell
bring
I'm lying if her insight is so shit?
Well,
Yeah, lack of insight doesn't mean lying, it means can't read usually.
she can't.
Yeah.
She can't read that you're telling the truth. Like, is an outrageous story, and so she wouldn't look at you. And if she got a high roll, then she'd be like, "Holy shit, you're telling the truth." all that fucked up shit you just told me is actually true. But now she's like, "Okay, yeah, whatever."
We don't know if he'll be back, but
Well,
Apparently
when he
you can
comes
turn to
back,
sand,
and
so-
if you take care of him, your gold will be waiting now. But we gotta head out now.
sea on the underground seas? What's the saying for like high seas on underground?
Those
the low seas.
Well,
Here we
go.
we can only travel on the river. This boat can't go on the lake.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah,
You're
the,
river pirates?
the only boat that can go on that lake, man, that would be something to ask the Rudies.
The Rudies. Who are they?
Well, one of the things.
Gangs?
Like Captain
The
Rudy
last
is
one?
the guy that makes the beer.
Okay,
He's a Durlog.
great.
I think
More
it's
Durlugs. That was in character, by the way.
More
Uh,
Durlugs? You don't like them?
Captain Rudy blue bandana?
Xing does not like does not like Durlugs though.
Oh.
Yeah. There's the Rudies, the Gilberts, and the Barnabys. And Captain Ruby's like one of the, I guess, clans.
Yeah, you guys never went to visit him.
And Captain Rudy is the blue bandanas.
Yep.
Well, something else to inquire about in Mendes.
Yeah. I mean, we did save one of his guys, so we should probably drop in at some point.
Do you think we should maybe? Do you think he's sentimental enough to want the body? And I'll kind of gesture towards the house where there's the elite, the green bandana.
I don't think he cares much.
He said he didn't want to. He'd prefer not to lose someone who he knew the name of. I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder. They're not terribly heavy. It's fine.
He's a fat, chunky boy.
That's true.
You throw a chunky boy over your shoulder, and who's carrying? He's unconscious now, so who's going to be carrying the drow?
Door call.
I'm already carrying a demon head on my back.
He's he's kind of heavy with all the armor he's wearing.
Thorcall is a big boy who kills people on his own and can carry another one of his captures.
Can we just strip off his armor? Does he have like a gamberson underneath or something?
He's wearing studded leather armor and he has a shield on.
Shit. Well, I'll just toss the shield and just see the river, the water.
Okay. So we'll say that you guys get your shit together, but what's the next move? Where are you guys going to be going?
Mendes.
Back to Mendes.
Yep.
Heading back to Mendes.
Because the guy just turned to sand. Fuck.
So we will kind of end it with you guys on your way back to Mendes with this guy in tow, and it'll be the end of the day by the time you get back to Mendes. So you start to head out, and yeah, you're at the... Oh shit, yeah. You're where
The purple square.
the purple square is, yeah.
Man, I thought they were cool pirates. They're just river pirates.
Just river pirates. They're still pirates, man.
Not even actually pirates.
They're river pirates. We could take them.
They're
So
smugglers. Don't give them credit by calling them pirates.
So anyway, this is where the session will end, and we'll pick things up in the next 2 weeks.
On the 20th.
On the 20th, correct. All right.
Thanks for the game.
Guys.